PWP Nation, where wrestling discussion lives.
Well, hello there. Dukes, Keith, and Griff here from the Anything But Credible podcast, a.k.a. the ABC Pod. Fellas?
Holla.
Oh, hello. We're here to let you know that you could be possibly missing out on the best podcast ever created, aside from the Offended podcast, of course, and you don't want to be missing that. Now, what makes us the best? Griff? Yeah, great. Keith? Exactly. Look, I'll keep it really simple for you. Crazy people, crazy news, crazy theories, crazy uncredible. That's right. We made that word up. Griff, Keith, say something crazy for me.
Russia wants you to believe in Finland. Real.
Nice. Look, you can find us just about anywhere that you get your podcast, especially Apple Podcasts. Also, don't forget to hit us up on Facebook at ABC Pod. That's ABC POD. Twitter at _ABC Pod. And Instagram at ABC Podcast. Check in with us for a new episode every Monday and join the conspiracy to commit stupid. We will see you then, and shout out to the Offended Podcast.
Adios. Later, guys. Like you more than a friend.
And welcome to Offended, presented by PWP Nation. It's your boy, Tricky, alongside, well, not alongside, he's still in the poop pit, Stoutsy.
What's up, you fucking marks? Still over here, still kicking. Haven't kicked the bucket yet.
It's been like 2 months.
Yeah, it's been too long of a time. But, you know, I guess you can call it a vacation. Like a vacation if, like, there was just a tornado of shit flying around for 2 months. So, yeah, but, you know, at least I'm still able to do the pod.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's kind of a plus. I'm sure all the marks out there miss my championship title around my waist on the Periscope every week, but soon that will return.
Yeah, next week we'll do our prediction show for the Rumble and NXT, so...
Yeah.
See if you can still remain champion. I highly doubt it, but you know,
I think I will. And you should be embarrassed if you lose to the sick kid over here.
Why is that? It's not like it's an athletic competition, you dumbass.
Kind of. Gotta be. You gotta be mentally athletic. You fuck. I'll take away this glory.
Sorry, I just call everybody dumbasses now because thanks to Matt Jackson. Fuck, you talk about dumbass. Like,
have you noticed I've been calling people Junior ever since I said I was going to call people Junior the other day?
Junior!
It's because it's so funny when Chris Jericho calls people Junior. Like, what like is such a low-key insult?
Dude, I like slipped my grandpa the other day. I was like just talking to him, and he was like, I forget what he said exactly, but I just go, yeah, that's dumbass. And I was like, oh, didn't mean that. Like,
sorry, Grandpa.
It's just so easy. It's just so like nonchalant. Like,
yeah, it's probably like back in the day when people used to yell "jackass" because Stone Cold always called people a jackass.
What?
Like it just like came out like it was just like in your vocabulary.
Looked like a jackass. That was pretty good.
Jackass. That wasn't bad.
What was that? I was working on a new impression the other day, and I just failed it miserably. I forget who it was. I did it to Katie and Case. Like, you definitely got to work on that. I'm like, yep. Yes, I do.
Wait, what impression? Oh, you can't remember?
I can't remember. I want to say it was a wrestler, but I can't remember who exactly. Damn it. I've been working on my Tommy Dreamer impression. That's it. That's all it is.
Was that your Tommy Dreamer impression? He does do that. I mean, talking like, well, Edge, if you must know, I've been doing a little indie wrestling lately.
Well,
oh yeah, Tommy.
It's time for Tales from the Indies, brother.
Oh God.
Speaking of Edge and Christian, watch or listen to that Q&A when he was like, I want to do a match with you where you just smacking the ass, and that's how you win the match. But you can't smack me, so I just win every time.
Oh god, those fucking copycats over there.
Fuck.
Oh fuck.
Well, no Corey this week because he doesn't know wrestling, so fuck him. But anyway.
So fuck him. I just still love that we signed him to a full-time contract. But like, whenever we just have like wrestling stuff, we're just like, yeah. So we don't need you this week.
What's funny is that like we did it to him twice, but now he's actually like done it to us like 3 times where he's like, I can't do it. And it's like, God damn, okay, you're just like a recurring full-time guest, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh man. Oh, it was the holiday season. We had a bunch of countdowns. It was, he's still gonna be doing that dad thing. I guess he's sticking to that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, well, he needs to get working on that dad bod because right now it's like
shit, man. He's like getting all in shape and stuff, wanting to like train. He's gonna do like an MMA fight, like an amateur one. I'm like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, I know. He's like, yep, definitely gonna fight. I'm like, why?
Get the dad bod. Get going. If he's gonna fight, dude, just let us send you somewhere to train to become a wrestler. You're a big weird psycho.
No shit. I don't have a dad bod, but I don't have like a gut. I have a skinny gut.
Yeah.
That's what Corey should have right now.
No shit. It's crazy though, it's your boy over here. Even though since I've been sick, I've lost close to 20 pounds in the last month. That's not like the healthiest way, and probably not the healthiest like
that keto diet, eh?
But yeah, that whole like not eating stuff or just like the liquid diet, and then you're just yeah, I don't know, but so watch out, ladies. When I get out of this cage, I'll be doing just fine.
I'm just laughing because yeah, I don't know, but
Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I'm so out of it, dude. I've slept like I get maybe like 2.5, 3 hours of sleep like a night, if that.
Ugh,
and then maybe like
horrible.
20 during the day. I'm so just like out of it and slap happy and just like I don't even know if I'm slap happy. I'm just like
I feel you because Katie will randomly elbow me in the fucking forehead from time to time when she's sleeping because like she just decides to flail her arms in her sleep.
oh, she's throwing a little. She's stiff out there, ain't she?
Oh my god, you have no idea. I'm gonna put her in the fucking walls here shortly.
You gotta return the receipt.
Yeah,
Give her a receipt.
just kick her in the face. Stop it.
Yeah, just one night. You'll just be wide awake. Just fucking just boot her in the face and then pretend like you're asleep.
Well, there was one time she was saying that like she accidentally kicked me and I kicked back, but I was like in my sleep. I guess I just retaliated. Like it was. She said it was like really quick. Like she was like, "Oh, sorry," and it just kicked her like right in the side of the leg. I'm just like, I woke up like, what just happened? Like, I'm sorry.
Well, you know what? She gets the instigator.
Oh,
I can totally see you just having like a quick reaction in your sleep. Like, what the fuck?
get the fuck off me. But speaking of instigator, real quick before we get into the songs of the week, we got. I think we're under the skin of a few deadbeat STL writers here. I love it. Every second of it.
Oh yeah, what a loser.
You know who that was targeted towards us because he's never said anything. We're not even going to mention his name or where he's working because if you want to know, you can just go listen to our Hockey Talks podcast and find out. But like he never mentioned David Backus at all. Like recently, the only time he's ever mentioned it was to us.
Right.
And he always posts stuff that has to do with sports if it's from the company that he's working for. He never not posts like from the company he's working for. And this article was from like the Boston, like where they broadcast like their Bruins games and stuff.
Yeah.
And I just think it's hilarious because I'm like, that's totally like a fucking shot at us.
Yeah, because which makes no sense because you like trying to comment about when you were like Backus was a good captain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what? Like, we never brought up like David Backus was a great captain because of his point production, which I think that article kind of harps on like how he hasn't done anything point wise. It's like, yeah, no, that wasn't our point when we were saying how good of a captain he was. Like, and me and you have had to tell people this for years, that no, David Backes is not the Sidney Crosby captain or the Ovechkin captain where it comes to points. He's kind of an old school captain leader where it's like he'll get you some points, but also he has a way of controlling a locker room and making sure a team stays on path.
Yep. So
him to like shoot that article at us, it's like, all right, yeah, no, we know David isn't having a great year. To be honest, like it's sad to see. Also, he's had to battle injuries, that diverticulitis, which is no fun at all. Yeah, Brock Lesnar, overcame it, but that guy's a fucking freak and has all the time in the world to go help Minnesota wrestlers, but not be at Raw. Quick little jab. But yeah, it's like, all right, dude, like, cool. Like, does he think we don't know that like David Backes isn't having the greatest point production year? No, because like that was not our point at all when we were talking about David Backes. We were just saying how good of a fucking leader he was. It can control a locker room and people respect him.
Mm-hmm.
So fucking
exactly, ding, ding.
God.
But I just love it because we're that much under his fucking skin that he's like he's taking like little low key like jabs. Like
yeah, like see, it's like no, idiot.
Yeah.
See what?
No, I think it's fucking hilarious though. Like this dude is supposed to be such a professional.
Yeah.
And like he's low key high school style takes a shot at us. Like I can't like I'm just blown away. And like I was telling Katie yesterday, I'm like, I fucking love this. I love this. Like, we're that much under their skin. I love it. I love every second of it. Yeah, we're here. We're staying. And we're here to actually play around and actually take over. So,
yeah, like, what? Do you like what I called him before when I texted you?
Yeah, he does look like a person who got breastfed.
Breastfed until he was like 11.
He does.
I don't know why. So I was just like, you know what? He just looks like that. Like, Mommy, these kids are making fun of me.
I talked good about him and said that like he's a good person, but the more and more like I communicate with him, the more and more I realize just how much of a fake person he is.
Dude, some of these like beat writers, even just around like all of sports, are so like worse on the internet at being like upset or like acting like a teenager than like teenagers these days.
Well, what's kind of fucked up is like the fact of like this guy runs his own show on a radio station here in St. Louis that's very popular. Yet he gets butthurt over 3 people disagreeing with him. And like not even like disagreeing with him, but actually we did prove him wrong. Like and not only that, I guess called him out too on his job. So I guess never mind. I could take that back. What I just said. Never mind. I'm gonna scrap that whole thing. I'm gonna leave it in the show because I'm human and I make mistakes. I'm like Rand. But anyway, I'm a little excited over this. I love it. It made my day yesterday. I beat Red Dead Redemption 2, and then I saw that, and I was like, "Let's go!" What a day!
I've been playing Red Dead a little bit, dude. I can only play it for like 20 minutes, maybe tops a day, and then I'm just, yeah, dude. It's too much riding around on the fucking horse that takes forever.
Yeah. I'm
so impatient.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people were shut off by that. Yeah, I couldn't put it down. I could not put it down.
I wish they had just like a quick button where it's like you can, just like a skip thing where you just pick your destination and want to go every once in a while.
There is a fast travel thing. It's in your camp. You just have to find it, and it might take a while for it to unlock too, I think.
Yeah, well, there's been a couple times where I've been able to do it where it's like, do you want to travel here fast? And I'm like, yeah, 100%. I don't feel like fucking traveling through the fuck. It took me like 3 days to get that stupid fucking white horse.
The white horse?
You never got the white horse?
Maybe I did.
The best horse in the game. It was hidden up in like Lake Annabelle.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about horses, all right? Simba died, and R.I.P. Simba. The best horse anyone could ask for.
Who?
My horse. I named him Simba.
Oh, did you? Mine's my horse's name is Big Willie. They wouldn't let me put anything ignorant on there, obviously.
What were you trying to put?
I don't know. I think I was just. I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, I think I put like Big Johnson on there. They wouldn't let me do that. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Simba was a great horse. He was fast as shit. He's dead.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. It's going to take me forever to beat this game. I was going to say, though, on the plus side of our hockey talks, I mean, can we take a second to just take credit for the Blues playing a lot better?
Yeah, I will. We will step aside and take credit real quick. I
mean,
we rocket strapped him.
I think so. I mean, it's just like we've just been saying how they should be playing for months, and then finally, after we finally do it, we don't do a hockey talk for most of the year. Then we finally do one, and things kind of turn around, and they're starting to kind of play and do things that we said need to be done, and it's like,
isn't it ironic?
I mean, yeah, I mean, somebody's listening.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just think it's funny. Like, everything that we said that was wrong. Oh, Drew Carey just eliminated himself. Sorry, I'm watching the 2001 Rumble. Not a big deal.
I thought you were going to say from The Price is Right. It's like, what? He just, like, off himself on TV? Like, what the fuck?
Oh, no. And it's too late to watch The Price is Right. Isn't it on, like, at 10 o'clock?
It's 11.
Oh, it's 11
11.
now? Oh, damn.
I think it's 11. Yeah.
I'd watch that shit. But, what was I saying? I totally got lost with watching Kane getting ready to chokeslam Drew Carey and Raven saved him.
What were we saying? They were just saying how it's funny how they just been.
Yeah, like everything that we said on the hockey talks that we like ranted about has all been like they've done everything. Like it's weird.
Yeah.
Like it's very weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like and this is why I like it. People like argue with me about the way, like how, like pretty much what I said last week and what I've been saying. They're like, no, dude, like it's Tarasenko's not doing enough for this team. I'm like, no, dude, the team's not doing enough for the team. Like you're missing this like completely. And it's like people were texting me. It's like, oh man, let's see Tarasenko scores and look what happens if we win games. I'm like, yeah, but like look how the whole team played to help him get into situations to score, or just look at our offense now. Look how much like how better we're playing. Like it makes a difference when your team is moving their feet for guys who are skilled and need to move their feet and not standing still in a fucking system. Like it's like, yeah, see there it is. Like sign here, I'll move out of the way, Berube and Armstrong, Tricky and Stoutsy are coming over to take over this whole fucking thing.
And it's just like, what else did we say? Oh yeah, why is Kyrou not on a line with O'Reilly and Perron right now? And what's happening tonight, boys and girls, children of all ages? But Kyrou is playing with Ryan O'Reilly and David Perron tonight when the Blues take on the Boston Bruins.
Yeah, he was looking good. Like I said, he didn't do anything too flashy, but he showed some. He did some good things with the puck, and it's like, yeah, you can't like bring a guy up like that and be like, okay, so we're gonna put you with Sanford, and no offense to like, even Barbashev or anything, but it's like, nah, you got to put that guy up with like, you got to play him with an O'Reilly or even a Tarasenko, like, or you got to put him with the guys. You can't.
But it's like, exactly what you said. No offense to like Barbashev and like Sundqvist. But they're nowhere near in the talent level that O'Reilly and Perron possess. And I'll eat my words on Perron. Perron has been fucking great this year.
That boy is buzzing. I'll be honest, like the other week I was like, Perron, I haven't seen that like that Vegas Knights grit in him yet.
Dude, that's so funny.
He was playing good all year, but I didn't see that grit in him from like Vegas. And like the past couple of games though, like if you watch when they pan over to him on like the screen or on the TV or anything like that, he's always like he's got that look, and he's always like fuck, motherfuck. He's playing with that like Vegas emotion, and I'm like, there it is.
Does he have 17 goals right now? 18 goals?
He's got more than he had last year.
Yeah, and then what's fucking hilarious? Holy shit, Terry Reynolds. Okay, what's hilarious, but everyone's like, oh, Tarasenko's nowhere near it. Now Tarasenko has 15 goals, and it's just like, shut up, people. Just shut up. Like, Tarasenko does this every year. He turns it on right before the All-Star break and fucking flies towards the end. That's what you want. You want him to get hot at the end and not at the beginning.
Right. Yeah. And people, it's just so frustrating that people that just, like, don't.
Yeah. And then, like, finally Fox was like, they showed the stat of, like, him right behind Ovechkin for, like, the most goals in the NHL. I'm like, finally? Why were they waiting so long to show this fucking stat? Like,
right.
He's second in the NHL for the last 5 years for the most goals in the NHL.
Yeah, God, I don't know. And then
But trade him.
Right, and the guy like brings up, it's like, oh yeah, dude, like a 30.1 average goal scorer isn't an elite player. I'm like, what?
Yeah, dude.
What, dude? Like Ovechkin's the only one that's consistently getting like 40 goals a year. Like,
it blew my mind.
And it's like
my fucking mind.
Like I said, I think the best point I probably brought up against that guy was when I was with like Jonathan Toews is considered one of the most elite players in the game for the way he plays hockey. That guy, I think, has only gotten more than 60 points like once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's playing with Patrick Kane.
Yep.
But he's still an elite player. It's like, yeah, he had championships, but like, I think he is an elite player because he is able to control a game. He's a great captain. He controls a locker room. He's smart out there. Maybe he doesn't get 90 points, but he's still an elite player. It's like, how can you say 30 goals pretty much a year is not elite? Like, what?
Yeah. No, that blows my fucking mind. These people, but you gotta, and I've been starting to call people out on this. It's like they have this mentality of like it's still the 90s and players are still scoring 50 to 60 goals. Like it's like it doesn't happen anymore. Like,
dude, and I think a lot of it comes from like when everybody knows like Tarasenko is like this guy's going to be like a superstar. For like St. Louis fans that don't probably understand superstar like hockey, like they're thinking we're getting like they think we were getting McDavid then, and it's like. Yep. It's like, no, I mean, yeah, you watch the stats, yeah, he's a hell of a player. He's got, great skill and stuff, but it's like, you have to be real. Like, St. Louis fans are naive to like what an actual superstar is and what a superstar in St. Louis is just because we didn't have one for so long. And like, we didn't have a goal scorer for so long. So they like, their expectations were just so high for Tarasenko. It's like, no, if this guy doesn't win an MVP but gets like, I know 65 on the low end, maybe for him it's like I'll take that. Like this year I'm a little upset, whatever. But like if he's getting close to 70 points a season in that 70 to 80 range, like what do you have to be upset about?
Right.
That's good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, and to the people that are
in
like,
the Rockies.
he doesn't bring anybody up. It's like the guy gets 75 points a year. It's not his fault that Steen, Berglund, all those guys could only put up 40, 50. That means Tarasenko was winning us games.
That's what blows my mind is that like people are saying that Tarasenko should be getting all these points. It's like, who does he have that he's playing with that's like can match his level of talent? That like can not even match his level of talent, but who's even playing good hockey right now? Schwartz is still invisible right now, even though Schwartz was flying the other night.
Yeah, but like that line's flying. It's like, why don't they just keep those guys together all the time? Did they not learn that last year when it's like they were good and then they broke them up because somebody got injured? And then they finally put them back together, and it's like, oh, wow, that line's buzzing. It's like, oh, you think?
Yeah, no shit.
Oh, chemistry. There's a chemistry there.
What was it 2 years before that when they took forever to put back the they took, or maybe it was just that line, but I feel like they did the same thing like 2 years ago with Tarasenko.
It might have been when he was playing. It might have been Stoutsy, and it might have even been when he was with Laterra still.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
You're right. It was Tarasenko, Laterra, and Schwartz. That's who it was.
Yeah, the STL line.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they just kept fucking messing everything up. It's like, man, we need one line of some chemistry. Just let that go.
That line was fucking like they were the number one point getters in the NHL until I think Schwartz got injured. And then when Schwartz came back, they never put him back together until like the last month, and it's like, oh, no shit. Like, here they go again.
Yeah, they're like, well, we don't want to force Schwartz back too quick, give him too much ice time. It's like, well, Carl Gunnarsson was out for like 5 months, and you give him like first-line minutes after one game.
No shit.
It's like, come on, we're not stupid.
Hey, will you finally admit something that I admitted last week that I'm a man about, and I admitted, and I think he has played fucking great hockey lately.
Jay Bouwmeester?
Yes.
No, yeah, I think he has. I think because he knows it's his contract year.
I think it could be contract year, but I also think, dude, he's skating again. I think that hit may have been fucking him up, man.
That injury had, yeah, it might have been. I don't, but I said, yeah, he's been playing incredible. I'm going to give him that. I'll give him that credit, but I think he's still just on the decline of a career.
One more thing, have you every time there's a goal scored against us when Pietrangelo is on the ice, how far out of position is Pietrangelo?
Like, he might as well just be on the bench.
Exactly. He's always almost towards like the offensive players. Like he follows and chases. It's like, dude, no, stay in your zone. Like, stay.
Yeah, dude. he leaves the net open so much.
And then
it's like, dude, you can't do that.
And then it makes Bowmeister and all these other players like look bad because it's like, you guys, why are they not marking their players? I'm like, where's the fucking other defenseman?
Right. Yeah. No, dude. Sometimes I'm watching the game. I'm like, what? Where's our guy at?
Yeah.
And he's just way off chasing a guy. It's like, what do you?
And then it makes Bowmeister look bad. So
I'm
like, was it really Bowmeister or is it Pietrangelo this whole time?
Yeah. Who fucking? So that's my thing with Pietrangelo. I think Pietrangelo can be a good defenseman. I really think he can. I know we get on him a lot. I don't think he's like the worst thing ever. But here's my thing. People want to get on Tarasenko about is like, oh, he's not doing anything. Everybody had their dick so hard for Pietrangelo last year because he was a Norris running trophy, or he's this big, high-paying captain. He's supposed to put up points. How come nobody's on his ass about the shit year he's having point-wise?
No shit.
Why isn't anybody calling for his head?
That was my whole point about going against Randy Carricker last week because said his name. Haha, he sucks. But that was my whole point. It's like, why is everybody being so silent when it comes to Steen and Pietrangelo? Why is nobody saying anything about Steen, Pietrangelo, or even Schwartz for that matter? Or Shen. Right. Like, why are nobody going after like these players? Why is everybody only going after Allen and Tarasenko?
Right.
I don't understand.
It's because people think that Tarasenko is lazy, and it's like, no. Honestly, I see that guy backcheck more than anybody. And the defensive zone, or the Blues defensively have been kind of weak for like years, offense and defense when we're in our zone. So it's like but like, they're like, oh, he's lazy in the offensive zone. I'm like, because his job's to kind of float around and like get open, but like he also does get in. Like, people like just, I don't know why they think he's having a bad defensive year. Like his plus minus is the worst it's been. I'm like, okay, but what about the plus minuses when he was like plus 27? It's like St. Louis fans are the worst, man. When it comes to any player, whether it's Tarasenko, whoever, it's like when they're high, it's like when they're doing well, it's like, oh my god, can we suck this guy off 7 days a week? And then like when they have a bad season, it's like, this guy's terrible, his career's over, it's done, get rid of him, what a waste of money, look how much we're paying him. It's like, well, dude, last year you were like, man, yeah, we should be paying this guy more for what he's doing. Like, just, you know what, just watch tennis or something.
Shut the fuck up.
For the love of, yeah. My
last thing I want to say, there's a hockey writer for Real ESPN.
Pew 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 pew.
Jeff Wasinski, is that how you pronounce his name? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think so.
Well,
I don't think so.
He's kind of he's a beat writer for the NHL for Real ESPN, and
pew pew.
Like that little Adam Sandler chuckle.
Yeah.
And this fucking idiot like posted that he would rather trade Tarasenko over Colton Parayko any day of the week, and I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? And this is why, and I was like, this is how you can tell who are writers for a game that they probably have never played compared to somebody who has played the game of hockey, and they will tell you 10 times out of 10, fuck no, you don't trade one of the best goal scorers in the NHL. You don't make like over a defenseman who has been so fucking inconsistent. It's not even funny.
Yeah, and like I will say, Parayko has. I think he's also improved too. He's getting tougher, which is helping his game as a whole, and he's starting to carry the puck more and not be so passive. But yeah, like he's been up and down. It's like you're gonna trade your goals when our team is hurting on offense. You're gonna get rid of our goal scorer over the defenseman that's not doing as much. Like,
I don't get it.
It makes like what? Yeah, I saw that you commented that earlier, and I was just like, I just pictured you like laughing the whole time you were like typing it. Like, I can't believe I have to respond to this,
dude. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I would trade Vladimir Tarasenko 10 times before I traded Colton Parayko.
Yeah, that's what the tweet said. Are you fucking kidding me?
What? Like 10 times? Be like, I don't know. Maybe you could say, I'd maybe trade a Tarasenko or a Parayko. Like, okay, yeah, that'd be a little bit better. But like 10 times before you trade Colton Parayko, like
that's like saying
I'd love to hear his reasoning behind that.
That's like saying, hey, I would trade Brett Hall 10 times out of 10 over Jeff Finley. Remember that douchebag?
Yeah.
God damn, what is wrong with people? Like, I just don't get it. Like this.
Yeah.
This whole like. This is why I think and I'm going to do a little humble brag here. We have been getting a lot of credit for our hockey talks lately. Even in the lounge, and people have been like coming at us. I like the one guy who at first was like got pissed because we stuck up for Alan, and then he's like apologized like an hour later because he finished the episode and he was like, actually, I agree with like everything you guys said. And it's like, no shit.
Yeah, and you think, yeah, go ahead.
I was just like, well, yeah, because Jim and I grew up playing hockey our whole lives. We understand the game inside and out. And not to mention, we got a source. So when you combine the two together, I think we know what we're talking about. And, like, but this, I just don't get it. I just don't fucking get it. Because, and I'm going to stick up for guys like Cam Jansen here, because they are not going out of their way saying, like, trade Tarasenko and do all this and blaming the, and all this other stuff. Because they understand the game and they play hockey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they understand there's a lot more that goes into it than just like, like there's the inside the locker room stuff. It's like when you're losing, dude, like it's hard to be together as a team. Like you got to get that locker room solid. Like that's more than that. And to that guy, it's like we weren't even really like defending Allen. We were just like saying there's more to it than just
exactly.
Like it's a two-way street when it comes. Like if when your goalie's hot, it takes pressure off the offense.
Mm-hmm.
When your offense is and defense are not playing well, it's a lot of pressure on your goaltender. It's a two-way street. Yes, a goalie is very important and can change the game. And yeah, you thrive off a goalie playing hot, but it's also like the goalie thrives off the team in front of him helping him out.
Yep.
Like this game is there's too much skill in this game for the goalie to just be able to make to only give up one goal a game now or something like that. Like. And he's like, oh, see what happens when you have a goalie that can make saves? It's like, yes, they're winning. I might as well just call him Winnington.
Well, he's not starting tonight. Alan's starting tonight.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk. Jesus, stupid.
I'm kind of okay with for one reason. Jake Allen's numbers on the road have been phenomenal. Like
yeah,
he's
they
been
have
good on the road, and I think it's hilarious. Because it's like people are like, why are his numbers so much better on the road than they are at home? It's like, well, would you want to play in front of thousands of people that constantly blame you for every loss?
Yeah, no kidding.
It's like goalies are like the number one person you don't want like to get in their. You don't want to get in their heads. That's the one player you need to be sane like the entire game.
Yeah, well, and
that's when the fans start booing them, it's gonna fuck with them. It would fuck with anybody because guess what? They're human. Like,
yeah, and that's why you hear even in interviews like when Tarasenko gave an interview after Bennington, almost got Winnington, got us. He had I think it was a second win or his third win. Tarasenko, like he's like, yeah, he's playing good. And he's like, and Jake plays good too. And even Tarasenko said, we sometimes we don't do enough in front of our goalies. It's like, yeah, exactly. And like people like these players need to start calling out the goalie. It's like that's like one of the biggest rules in hockey. No matter how bad your goalie's doing on your team, as a player in any interview, you do not call out your goalie, even if it's a lie. You always make sure you say, that's why after every game, hey, you tap the goalie on the pads. Hey, good job. That's our fault, whether it's your fault or not. It's just. It's like an unwritten rule of the game. It's in that rule book of just what you're supposed to do as a player for your goalie, because that is the one guy's head. When he has the whole crowd hating him and everybody else, when the team starts not wanting to be behind him, that's when things get really bad.
Yep.
It's like it's like you said, it's just like some of these guys don't understand the game at all.
No, they don't, and I think it's fucking very obvious that like. They don't understand it, and I think it's like, it just blows my mind. It just completely blows my mind, and it blows my mind even more that, and I guess these companies don't care because they're still getting money, they're still getting paid, and it's like, why are you letting some guy that like, here's where I'll give Randy credit. I agree with him when it comes to baseball. I agree with him when it comes to that because baseball's a very easy sport to understand.
True.
When it comes to hockey, though, there's so much. Just underlining like different situations. There's so much that goes into hockey that people don't realize and don't give like hockey players a lot of credit for like what they do. And it just, I don't know. It just blows my mind because it's like what I've seen written from ESPN lately about hockey has been so incorrect. And that's not just saying just for the Blues. That goes for like the entire NHL. Like, how many times have we seen these experts be completely wrong when it comes to the NHL? Like, it's almost all the time.
Yeah. Well, it's like, almost like to bring up Jonathan Tays again. I swear I've seen like every once in a while an article about like, is Jonathan Tays, is he even able to help the Blackhawks anymore and this and that? And it's like, come on, man. Like, what? Don't put everything on that guy. They had like one of the best all-around teams during the time they were good. It's like, it's not a one-man game.
No.
It's like, okay, Connor McDavid, yes, that he had that. Connor McDavid just doesn't. You can't compare anything to Connor McDavid. It's not even fair.
No,
so
it's not.
like leave him out of the conversation. So but like you said, it's like there's so many, and ESPN, dude. Honestly, I just think they're out of touch with hockey. Ever since they stopped airing hockey and stuff, they don't have anybody to talk about hockey except for I think who was the guy that's always on ESPN. They gave him like 2 minutes to talk hockey with the white hair.
Barry Melrose.
Yeah, Barry Melrose.
Melrose.
They give the guy like 2 minutes to talk hockey.
Melrose still thinks he's coaching, and this is my team.
Yeah, it's like, all right, Barry, you're going to talk about Crosby, McDavid, and Ovechkin. That's all you got. Okay, go ahead.
Do you remember those commercials? Those Hockey Falls commercials? Bud Light?
Oh, yeah.
Those are my favorite. Those are still to this day my favorite commercials.
Oh, yeah, those are good. Dude, and I was going to say, I think a lot of these writers, like ESPN stuff, I think they just write bullshit just to get, like, clicks and stuff.
It is. That's totally it. That's totally it.
And it's just like, dude, come on. Like, just be true to the game. Like, stop trying to stir pots that don't need to be fucking stirred.
Exactly. And then when it comes to like that, when you start stirring pots, but when you start going on like people's personal Facebook stuff, that's when you're gonna get bit back. And I don't think like anybody else has really gone after them the way we have lately. And like that's why I have to pat ourselves in the back, because it's like I don't want us to come off sounding cocky or arrogant and like just like a douchebag. But I'm patting ourselves on the back because we're not backing down. We're standing up for like what we believe that's happening and what we know is happening. And it's just like
we're just calling them out on their bullshit. And it's like just like stop with the bullshit. Stop trying to stir the pot on players that shouldn't get traded and why they need to be just stop, man. Like they know there's more of an underlying issue than just one individual on a team. Like get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I don't get it. Don't get it at all. Yeah. All right. Anyway,
that was Hockey Talks.
Yeah, that was an impromptu Hockey Talks that went on for like 30 minutes, but that's okay. Let's quickly do songs of the week.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna start real quick. My number 5, I got Pearl Jam, "The Fixer." It's just a good song. I was listening to it, jamming out to it yesterday, and I forgot how good of a song that is.
Oh, I love Pearl Jam. You know who's a big Pearl Jam fan?
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch,
and
the
Edge.
Man. And Edge, the man. And the rated R
superstar man.
Mark. Okay, good Pearl Jam. My number 5 this week, little Ray Charles, "Mess Around."
Oh, dude. Oh, my God. All right, I'm going to have to change one of my song picks.
Do you have a Ray Charles song?
That was it.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. All right.
Dude, that's happened to us a few times the last couple months.
Yeah, but Ray Charles, "Mess Around"? Come
on.
Dude, that's fucking creepy.
That's weird.
Dude, that's fucking creepy.
Did you listen to it after I had it on a Snapchat a couple days ago?
No, so that's the weird thing. So there's another song I have on my songs of the week, and I was like, I listened to it, and I'm like, the singer, I don't want to spoil it because it's going to be my number 1 song, but he reminds me, it sounds like Ray Charles. Like, young him sounds like Ray Charles. So I'm like, oh, fuck, I want to listen to "Mess Around." And, like, I got on that, and then I saw your Snapchat, and I was like, oh, no shit, just listening to this.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I think we were watching something I think it was like a movie or something, that song came on, and my nephew was, like, dancing to it, and I was like, so I, like, downloaded it and was playing
around.
Yeah.
Ray Charles. Do the mess around.
What a voice.
Oh, you mean Jamie Foxx?
Yeah. Oh, man.
That's fucking great. All right. I'm just going to randomly pick one. I'm going through a playlist right now. Fuck it. I'll go "Hey Girl" by OAR.
Okay. Wow. Good one.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that song in a while.
Neither have I.
Okay. Good pick.
Thank you.
Let's see here. My music's all over the place this week.
Same with
my number 4 this week. I'm gonna go with a little Judah and the Lion, "Take It All Back."
They have a new song out.
Do they?
Yeah, I almost picked it, which is weird. Again,
is it good?
I haven't listened to it. That's why I didn't pick it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think Jude and the Lion is one of those bands to me where it's like if they have like a hit out, I'm probably gonna like it. So, but yeah, that song came to me the other day. I was like laying around, and I was like, oh man, I haven't listened to that song in a while.
I can't believe you picked "Mess Around." It's hilarious. All right,
it's crazy.
My number 3. Remember Hosier? Remember him?
Yes.
Well, he's back. He's got new music coming out. He has a new album coming out in like a month or two. New song, Almost. Sweet Music is what it's called. Almost okay. Sweet Music. It's very good. It's definitely a Hosier song, but I like it. I like it a lot. You know? Windows Down.
What was the big song they had like not too long ago?
Hosier? He had a few. Take Me to Church was his big one.
There we go.
Take me to church. That song?
Yep, that's the one.
He headlined Lou Fest here a couple years ago when I went, and I was just like, really? Like, I like Hosier and all, but I wouldn't have picked him as the headliner.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah, but other than that, I'm trying to think of who else. I'm gonna look it up now. Who was the other lineup? Because I remember there was somebody that went on right before him, and I was like, this should be the headliner, and it's not.
What would have that been, like 2013 or something?
15.
15? Okay.
Yep, I got it right here. It was Ava Brothers and Hosier were the two headliners for that Lou Fest. Where's the picture? God damn it! All right, hold on. Stahl.
Mark Stahl, Jordan Stahl. Oh man.
Okay, I got it.
Forgot the other Stahl.
So there was a lot of good bands. Oh, it was Brandon Flowers is the one I thought should have been the headliner, but I guess the Killers already headlined like a couple of years before that. So I guess that's why they didn't let him do it. But like Brandon Flowers was they tore the fucking place apart, man. Like it's like this should have been the headliner because it's like he's fast paced. He played like some Killer songs. I'm like, this should have been it. But with that lineup, we also saw Hosier, Ava Brothers. Ludacris was fucking hilarious. He was just like, I remember I just smoked some pot right before he went on, and I just remember sitting there laughing my ass off at him because it was nothing but like him, and they just played his CDs. And like they let the CD, like they literally just like let the albums play. Yeah. And he was just like kind of like just doing this over. He's like, yeah, come on, yeah, Lou Fest, all right. Like I'm like, what? He's not even trying, dude. He's not trying at all. It was hilarious.
Just getting everybody hype.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Like I loved it just because it was so funny and so bad. But Young the Giant, Billy Idol, Lord Huron, Humphreys McGee, Pokey Lafarge, Blue October, Mr. Wives, Milo Green, Robert DeLong, Knox Hamilton. I mean, this was a decent like. It was a good lineup for like indie artists. Coin is like at the bottom, and I love Coin. Like, yeah. So yeah, it was a decent little festival. Hopefully, they can get their heads out of their asses and get somebody to buy out this ownership that they have right now, so we can have another festival again. Since last year's got canceled, because they're fucking idiots.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right.
So my number 3.
Yes, sir.
My number 3. Well, Justin Timberlake, Cry Me a River. No, I almost picked Sexy Back, but I was like,
I do want to go see him.
He's just the man.
I do want to go see him. Oh, little breaking news for me and Naked Lady. We got pit tickets to the 1975 in Kansas City. Can't wait for that.
Nice.
Dude,
yeah,
$59. That's so cheap for like pit tickets.
That's a steal. Hopefully, I said I was a little hesitant to buy tickets just because I don't know what the fuck's going to be going on with me, which sucks. But I'm gonna hope I'm still able to find a pit ticket.
I was gonna say if you can find one, yeah, you can definitely ride with us and stay with us at.
Get myself to KC. Yeah, that's huge. They added KC, Kansas City, Kansas, which is about 5 miles away from Kansas City, Missouri.
Yep. So you are totally more than welcome to come with us if you're feeling good. You know, you can get a ticket, and then if you can just come over next week for like 20 minutes so we can make that video, yeah, then come on up.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Do it just for 20 minutes, and then if you have to poop, we'll pause the feed, and you have to go upstairs. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, We can do that.
I'll pick you up and drop you off. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
Just let the boy water your plants.
What's your number?
For God's sakes, let the boy water your plants.
What? The wine. Drinking the wine. Okay. Is it your number? Is it your number 3?
Oh, it's my number 2 actually.
Oh, okay.
My number 2 by the band Catfish and the Bottlemen. They have a new album coming out, which I'm excited for because I really fucking enjoy their music. But their new song, Long Shot, really good. If you like Catfish and the Bottlemen, it's right up your alley. Then, like, it sounds.
I'm gonna check them out. I remember you talking about them not too long ago.
Oh, you've definitely heard their songs for sure. Like, they've been played like on the Point and stuff. Like, I mean, they're good. They're fucking. They're good.
I think you had a song by them. I think you had a song by them not too long ago.
Oh, probably. I think one of their songs was featured in an NHL game.
Makes sense. I'm looking at them right now.
Their song 7 is my favorite song by them. It's a great fucking song.
I'm gonna check them out. It's a cool name.
They on Spotify, they have a Spotify session when they covered "Read My Mind" by The Killers.
Oh, nice.
And it's good because he was just fucking around. Like, he's just like in the middle, in between songs, and he's like, "Oh, you like this?" It's like, "Fuck it, I'll keep playing it then." And he played like the whole song.
Nice.
Yeah.
My number 2 this week is "Mr. Blue Sky" by the Electric Light Orchestra.
Ooh, a little Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah, I watched that the other day again. I realized it's like now a movie that I could just watch over and over.
Yeah.
Such a great opening song.
Katie will not like. She did not like it, and this is like when me and her first started like dating. So like we didn't really
the song or the movie.
The movie. This is right when we first started dating, so we didn't really watch it. We were Netflix and then chilling. I touched her butt, and hey. Oh, I was gonna say something else that she gets so mad at when I say it to her now, but I can't say it on the air. It's a little X-rated.
Oh, okay.
I say I fill her up. It's like, stop saying that. So I say it all the time now, and it's fucking hilarious. But anyway, but yeah, she won't watch it, and she didn't really like it that much. And she never finished the movie. I'm like, but like the last like 30 minutes of that movie makes that whole movie of Guardians of the Galaxy 2. If it didn't have that last 30 minutes, I would agree it wouldn't have been that good of a movie. But that whole, from when the dad turns on, that movie is phenomenal. Oh, yeah.
That's when shit just gets real.
Actually, I take that back. When Groot is trying to retrieve Yondu's, head thing, that's when the movie's, great.
Yeah.
He says he doesn't like hats.
He thinks he wants you to wear it as a hat. I am Groot. He doesn't like hats. He says, what is he like? You wear a hat, and you think somebody looks like something from behind, and then they take the hat off, and it's completely different, or something like that. Yeah. That scene in the one where the ant little woman thing is like, you're in love with her, and then fucking Batista's character, fucking why am I drawing a blank on his name? Drax is like, ha 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 ha! She just told your deepest, darkest secret.
I love at the beginning when he scares Quill, he's just standing there. He's like, "Hey," he's like,
hey, "Yes, do me next." Yeah.
Dude, but what if that movie made me love Batista?
Nothing will go over my
head. Nothing will go over my head. My reflexes are too fast.
Yeah,
I will catch
it. No, you are ugly. Horrible to look at.
My favorite. I still say this. I say this all the time to people when they're talking to me, and I was like, "Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was thinking of something else."
Oh man, just a good movie.
I gotta play the audio to this.
It's such a great soundtrack. Marvel does so good with their music and movies.
Yeah, they do. Here you go.
What? No!
He thinks you want him to wear it as a hat.
That's not what I said.
I'm Groot. He's relieved you don't want him to.
I'm Groot.
He hates hats.
I'm Groot.
On anyone, not just himself.
I'm Groot.
One minute you think someone has a weird-shaped head, the next minute just because you realize part of that head is the hat. That's why you don't like hats?
This is...
He just nods.
Yeah, he just nods. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Good
I am Groot.
I am Groot.
Side note, real quick, before we finish off our songs of the week, that new Spider-Man trailer came out, and whoo boy!
Is it good? I haven't looked at it yet.
Yes. You know, I'm a sucker for Spider-Man, so
Yeah,
I can't.
I still
wait.
got I'm still waiting on whatever it is to come out on digital download by this universe one.
What?
Spider-Man, the universe, the
Spider-Man
animated
Spider-Verse. Yes. Oh my God, yes.
Since I'm not able to go to a fucking movie theater and watch it.
Oh man, what a good movie! But Spider-Man, like this, Tom Holland as Spider-Man is the perfect Spider-Man, as I like to call him, Michael J. Fox Part 2.
Ooh,
Dude,
I like that.
He is totally Michael J. Fox. Like,
yeah,
he has his voice down. Like, I mean, I can't do it, but like,
he does. That's a good thing. Did you see? I liked his tweet the other day. I think it was when like the trailer might have came out or something, or maybe the day before. It was just like Tom Holland tweet. So I talked to Sony today. ... That's all it said. It's like, yeah, no, he's good, man. I like him.
I like him too. Okay, so I just pulled it up. I'm gonna play Tom Holland in Spider-Man: Homecoming when his friend finds out he's Spider-Man, and he lets out this like little like yell. I'm just like, that's when he does that. That's when I'm just like, oh my God, he's Marty McFly. He sounds just like Michael J. Fox. Here, listen.
Nothing.
And then here's a compilation of Marty McFly screaming. Dude, I mean, it's identical.
Yeah, it's true.
It's nothing.
Yeah,
That little thing, I was like, oh my God, he could be Marty McFly's kid.
he's kind of got like the same mannerisms too, a little bit.
Yeah.
Like this might sound bad. I obviously don't mean it this way, but like the kind of like the spazoid, like twitchy kind of stuff. Well, obviously, I'm not.
No, yeah, I get what you mean because before he was diagnosed with Parkinson's, like Michael J. Fox, that's how his acting was. Like he was like in Marty, like especially when he was Marty, like he was really like kind of like spazzy as Marty McFly in Back to the Future, and with good reason to be, because of just like I would be spazzed out if I was in that movie. Like if I'm saying like if I was that character, like
and also like the same thing with Tom Holland. If you were like all of a sudden just Spider-Man and like people are finding out stuff and you're just like, oh man, I got to do all this stuff, and you're just like, it's almost like you're in like a constant like panic of like anxiety. You're just like, it's like you're just constantly like twitching around, seeing who's coming after you. Yeah.
But anyway, but the last thing about Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland in it are just right up my alley because of the way that like they mix the way it's kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy like thing. It's the way they mix the music in, and all the music in Spider-Man is all like punk, like 80s like punk music, which is like awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that's why I like Spider-Man Homecoming. I think it's my favorite superhero movie aside from The Dark Knight, because of just I think the music totally helps for me.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's just it does it again. That Spider-Man Far From Home trailer. It's like plays the Ramones right at the beginning again. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Yeah. Oh boy.
It's my number one. Or is it your number two?
No, you're number one.
Oh yeah, it's my number one. My number one. This is gonna be a little tribute to Mean Gene Okerlund. Tutti Frutti by Little Richard.
Oh man, did you post something about that the other day?
I may have posted it on my Snapchat. It was that song because Little Richard sounds like Ray Charles in that song. Like it sounds like it goes hand in hand with Mess Around. That's why I came out Mess Around right after that.
Okay.
But man, like Tutti Frutti is just a song. Like if you play that at a bar, I'm fucking dancing to that song.
Might have to be our new bar song whenever I get out of the house.
I just can't wait for our 80s episode so we can just pick time after time for every songs of the week.
Yeah. I almost picked an 80s song today, and I was like, oh no, I can't do that.
I know, I'm like holding back on picking 80s and 90s songs. And I was kind of like, since we have our last 90s episode coming up soon, whenever you can get back into the cockpit. But that'll be our first episode on your return episode.
Dope.
But yeah, just I'm like, I'm going to be relieved that I can pick 90 songs again for some songs of the week. Like,
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I almost picked a 90s song too, and I was like, oh no, we have another 90s episode. So I went 2000s with the JT.
I'm saving one. I've been saving like one song for the 90s episode so I don't forget about it because I love it so much. It's been on my thing for like 2 months.
Be funny if I pick it.
So I totally thought it was an 80s song, and I looked it up, and it came out in 1990, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay, all right.
What's your number one?
My number one this week. It's a little song called "Steady as She Goes" by the. I'm going to butcher this name.
The Racconeers?
The Racconeers.
Yep, I've seen them live twice.
Yeah.
Steady as she goes.
It's just such a good song.
It is. They're a good band. They only have 2 albums.
Really?
Yep, it's Jack White.
Oh yeah, that's true. It is Jack White.
That was like in his phase of like, he's like, I'm going to be in like 17,000 different bands.
Yeah, that's right. He was. I forgot about that. Yeah, man, just a good fucking jam. I forgot about that song until like the other day, just going through music and shit. I was like, man, what song? I was like, "Steady as She Goes." Like, why have I heard this song? And I was like, oh yeah, it's like, because it kind of like starts off like,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden, like real quickly, just like gets into that "Steady as She Goes." Just like, fuck yeah.
Have you seen the music video for that?
Fuck, probably not like the longest time.
What is the like the little kids like racing like in like little box cars? I guess that's what they're called.
Yeah, or is it like the derby cars, whatever it is?
Something like that. It's like they do it in the Little Rascals movie.
Yeah. It's like a boxwood or a.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
That's the whole music video is like them racing, like in those. Hey, look, there's your mom. Whoopee.
Man.
And that was Songs of the Week. And make sure to go follow our playlist on Spotify at Offended Presents Songs of the Week. And Jim, you need to text me your songs from last week.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Dude, Corey, if you're listening, I can never get your songs because you write them down on a fucking piece of paper.
Yeah, just fucking... Yeah, just write them and then tear them out and then just leave them on the table.
I don't have like any of his songs. I haven't put in like any of his songs like for the last like 4 songs of the weeks that he's done because they're all in his notebook. I'm like,
he's probably like, why are my songs on here? It's like because you don't send them.
Yeah, send it.
Just fucking send it, Corey.
Send it, Corey. Okay. Before we get into our Royal Rumble discussion. Let's hear a quick word from our sponsor, Mr. Kyle Forshey.
What's up, everybody? Kyle Forshey here to tell you about my brand new podcast, the Going Off Topic podcast, brought to you by the Anything But Credible Network. On Going Off Topic, I look at all forms of media, from different real and theoretical angles that you don't usually hear about. From movies, to TV, to music, to sports, to gaming, to anything really. You never know what the topic will be, but you're guaranteed a new angle and a different conversation about it, that's for sure. You can find Going Off Topic anywhere and everywhere that you get your podcasts. Check out our social media feeds on Facebook, Going Off Topic with Kyle Forshey, on Twitter, going_off_topic, and don't forget about anythingbutcredible.com, where you can find everything for the pod, including the written blog posts. That's right, we're carrying over the Going Off Topic blog to anythingbutcredible.com too. So check it all out there, and I'll catch you on the next topic.
Brother. Real quick, before we start getting into our Royal Rumble discussion here, next week we will be doing our prediction preview show, see if Jim will remain champion. Jim, I really hope that you can. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to harp on this like for a week. I'm going to be that annoying guy who texts you, and I know I'm never going to get a text back when I say you better show up next week. You're just going to get it all the time. I'm sure you're used to it by now anyways, but it's fine.
Yeah, I'm used to everybody just blowing me up.
Well, I'm saying I'm going to make it worse, so...
Thanks, I appreciate that.
At least I give you a warning, you know?
Yeah, you are giving me a warning, that's fair.
But, yeah, I want you at Sunday for sure. because we got our Royal
Yeah.
Rumble pool. Thank you to everybody. Holy shit, we filled up the Rumble pool, and we filled up the men's in a day.
Really?
Yeah, we had maybe 3 spots left for the men's. On that
Damn.
Monday I posted that. There was a lot more spots for the women's than there was men's, and we filled up the women's today. So both Rumble pools are filled. Last time we did this, it took us about a month to fill up the Rumble pool. This time it took 4 days.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that was also 50.
Yeah, but at the same time, we have close to 50 people.
Not everybody bought into both.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, there's only some that did just men's. There's some that just did just women's.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have probably about 40 different people. And we did that in 4 days.
You know what it was last year? I think that we did for the Royal Rumble.
What?
I think it was just me, you, maybe Dan, and somebody else that picked maybe it was just a prediction show. I thought we made a bet though on who we thought was going to win.
So we didn't do one for the real Rumble last year. We only did this for the greatest Royal Rumble.
I know we didn't do a pool, but I thought me, you, and somebody else did something though.
Maybe.
I think we just made a couple picks.
Which I'm gonna have. I should have a decent amount of people over here for the Royal Rumble, and I think a decent amount of people are coming over for a takeover as well. But the Rumble is going to be fun. If you do come over, Jim, bring some ones, because we do, however many people are here, we'll divide that up, and we'll all draw numbers out of a hat, and that'll be your number, for the pool, so you can win, $30 for the Rumble.
Okay.
Yep. So that'll be fun. The Rumble's has been my favorite pay-per-view since I was a little kid. This is my all-time favorite pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It's just fun, and now when you're older, it remains my favorite because of we've just come up with ways to make it fun for us and to win money and shit. And you know what the WWE really needs to bring back? You want to get a little bit of ratings back. I'm not saying this is going to fix your ratings, but this will definitely help. Bring back the hardcore title.
Yeah, I think so too.
It was just fun. Bring back that 24/7 rule, and dude, it would just be so much fun. It can go from show to show.
Yeah.
I think it'd be awesome. I think it'd be fun.
I think they need to do it too, because it's they just need to add some more. It's just it's kind of just too stale.
Yeah,
it's now they're starting to reach out with a little more backstage stuff and getting out of the typical backstage stuff, getting a little more animated, I guess you could say, or whatever. So it's they're doing something different, but it's yeah, I agree. Bring back that hardcore title. You can still have a hardcore championship without having headshots and
easily
shit like that. Yeah.
I think it'd be funny because then you can incorporate YouTube and stuff and be breaking news, title just switched hands on a Wednesday or something.
Right.
And obviously tape it on a Monday and just don't put it out until Wednesday.
Right.
But what do I know about marketing?
Yeah. Who knows?
But anyway, to everybody who's in the Royal Rumble pool. Numbers will be drawn next week, with or without Jim. Hopefully with Jim, so I don't have to do this solo. If not, I might have to incorporate. Might have to text some buddies from the Anything But Credible podcast, see if they'll do it.
Oh,
even though they're not in the pool. With that being said, one more thing. So yesterday, HQ Trivia, you know that app, HQ?
Yeah.
They had WWE Trivia yesterday afternoon.
Oh, boy.
I made it all the way to the last fucking question and lost. I made it to the 12th question and lost. I only would have won 21 cents, but at that point, it's just about saying I won HQ, goddammit. And, Jim, I'm going to ask you the question that I lost on, because it fucked me up.
Okay.
Which of the following wrestlers are considered a Grand Slam WWE champion? John Cena, CM Punk, or Rob Van Dam?
Is it more? I've never really played the HQ. Can
It's
you
just
pick more
one.
than one?
Nope, it's just one.
A Grand Slam champion?
Yep.
Is it Rob Van Dam?
That is correct. I picked CM Punk. And
Cena's never won the IC title.
No, and that's what I knew. It wasn't Cena. But then I started to think back. I'm like, fuck. Punk was Intercontinental Champion at a point, and I couldn't remember if he won the United States title. I'm like, was he the United States champion? I was like, I don't remember, because Punk was Intercontinental Champion for like a short while, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
And so I'm like confused, and then I was thinking about Van Dam, and I'm like, well, Van Dam's never been United States champion, so it can't be Van Dam. It's got to be Punk. So when it cuts back to the people, to like the person hosting, which Diamond Dallas Page helped host the show, which is kind of cool.
That's
They're
awesome.
like, Rob Van Dam is your answer, and you're probably thinking to yourself, well, he's never won the United States title, which I was. And she's like, well, that's because back in the day, the WWE used to have the European and Hardcore Championships, which back then, that made them Grand Slam champions. I'm like, that son of a bitch. Like, that was the trick question, because it was about the European and Hardcore Championships, so I got that wrong. I was so pissed.
See, I could have won you some money.
I was so mad. Well, you only get like 10 seconds, so it's not like you thought about it for like a minute.
I'd say 15 seconds.
Fuck off. Well, anyway, let's get in. Right. Fuck you. Let's get into. I'll give you 21 cents. Let's get into our top 10 Royal Rumble winners first, and then we'll go in the matches after that. All right. Do you want to kick us off? You want me to kick us off?
You go ahead and kick us off.
All right, I'll kick us off. At number 10 for me, I have John Cena at 2008 and 2013. Just because, do you have him on your list?
Yeah.
You want to wait? You want to wait?
We can. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
I guess.
Wait.
Okay.
We'll wait. How about that? We'll wait.
Okay.
Right. What's your number 10?
I would say that's my top 10 though, or like pretty much like modern era guys ish.
Yeah.
90s.
I do want to say this real quick. I meant to say this before we started. The winners for me, I don't know how you did, but the winners for me are going to be a little different than the matches I pick. I base the matches, the 30-man matches, off of just pure storytelling, and it doesn't necessarily have to do with anything of who won that match. As the winners, to me, I think I picked on what it meant at the time when they won, like the Rumble.
Okay. Yeah, I think my matches are a little bit of a mix. Kind of that. I don't know. We'll be able to get through it.
And I think you said you did. I think you said you did this. I also threw in like my the years that I picked for like my Royal Rumble matches. I also picked regular matches from that year's card and put them together just because we can save that for next year too. So, because those are in no particular order.
Sure. Yeah, I think I have like 2 or 3 that are like on my list that are just like matches that I think were better than the that were actually like overtook the Rumble that year, just because the Rumble it was probably when Roman Reigns was getting like 95 chances at the Royal Rumble. So
are a lot of your Rumbles from the years 2000 to like 2007?
Let me double check. I think I wrote the years down. Come on, Jim. Yeah, a little bit actually. Yeah. I really don't have much after 2010.
All of the Rumbles from like 2000 to like 2007 are all fucking great. Like,
yeah, they are good.
Like, they just tell a great story and they have you on the edge of your seat. And that's something I think like the Rumble is kind of lost. And last year had you on the edge of your seat, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, now thinking on it, I think I left one off that's after 2010 that I probably should have put on there because of storytelling, but I didn't. But I know you'll probably maybe have it on there. I don't know. We will see. So John Cena's your number 10?
Yep.
Okay.
My
number 10 is a little guy named Randall Keith Orton.
Ooh. He was an honorable mention of mine.
Was he?
Yep.
Yeah. I think he won one. I think he's only won. Oh no, he's won 2. But this is the one. Yeah, this is the one from 2009.
He won
when he had like Legacy with him.
Yeah. 2009 and 2017, which they had to use old Roman to get him over in 2017. Otherwise, people would have been pissed.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of like, that one doesn't really. I mean, good win for Randy. I mean, it's Randy Orton. He's one of the best. But, 2009 one, you got the legacy with him. I think he was he feuding with Triple H?
Yeah. That's who he wrestled at Mania that year.
Okay.
And Randy Orton was pissed that they were main eventing that year because Shawn and Taker tore down the house, and Orton was like apparently like really pissed off backstage. He's like, we can't follow that. Like,
why would you make us follow Shawn Michaels and the Undertaker?
Yeah. Which I think they maybe had like a cool down match, but the crowd was completely silent for that Triple H Orton match.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the dumbest things you could do.
But I remember in 2009, I was really excited for Randy to get that Rumble win.
Yeah.
I remember he got pissed during the Rumble, too, because he kept pointing at the WrestleMania sign. The fireworks weren't going off, and he was getting pissed.
Oh, man.
Do you remember that when he kept pointing at it, and he looked down at the camera, and he just goes, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah. What the fuck's going on? Oh, man.
It's hilarious.
Good for that guy.
All right. My number 9 is the Dead Man, The Undertaker, 2007. Do you have him?
Yeah, he's on my list.
All right, we'll wait.
Okay. All right. So my number 9?
Yep.
I got a little guy by the name of Dwayne Johnson, The Rock.
Ooh, another honorable mention of mine.
Might have heard of him. Yeah. I can't believe he won in 2000. Yep. I know that much.
That's it?
That was it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I thought he was in another Rumble, though. Like, when he came back after one of those, like...
No, he beat Punk for the title at one of the Rumble pay-per-views.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But yeah,
which was dumb.
Yeah. I just remember that. This the one that he won in 2000 just because of, like, the controversy behind it.
Yeah, because his feet were actually on the ground when the show went over.
Yeah. Man.
They did a good job. See, that's like when WWE, like, wasn't afraid to, like, talk about botches and turn botches into, like, storylines, you know?
Like, yeah, like it was like, okay, oh shit, there was a botch. How do we fix this? I'm like, obviously, like, show the guy pissed off.
Yeah.
Like mistakes. It's like any sport. Like, like hockey, a goal that maybe should have been a goal, or offsides that wasn't off. Like, like real shit happens. That's why it's live. Like, all right, just roll with it. Make something out of it. Don't like act like it never happened.
Exactly.
Like the Katie Pick thing. You know.
And fun facts about The Rock. Every title match that The Rock had at WrestleMania, he has lost.
No.
Except for the Intercontinental title.
Oh. When he beat Austin at Mania, it wasn't for the title, was it?
Nope. And when he beat Cena, it wasn't for the title. He has lost every time like a world title's been on the line.
Wow. That's crazy, man.
It's crazy to think about that The Rock has never won like a champion. Like WrestleMania 16, The Rock should have won. Looking back on it, like Triple H went over in that match, and it's just kind of like, how do you not let Rock win that match? Right. Or even Foley, like for that match.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
forgot about that.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's just crazy to think about some of these guys that like like Rock has only won one Rumble. Mm-hmm. And Rumbles are like huge for people, I guess. I guess it doesn't really make or break a guy, but like and then like you said, he never really won at Mania in title matches, but he was still just as fucking big.
Well, it's kind of crazy. The Undertaker's only won one Rumble too.
Yeah, he did. That was a crazy one.
We'll talk about shut the fuck
up. Shut your fucking mouth. You're number 8?
Yep, number 8, I have last year's winner of the Women's Royal Rumble, Asuka.
Oh, okay, that's an honorable mention for me.
Yeah, I have Asuka just for the sole fact of like she went in undefeated and they still let her win, which I thought was awesome because it's like that match. Last year's Royal Rumble was like what the Royal Rumble used to always mean. It was always like making the younger, or not younger, I should say, making like a new star, basically.
Yeah.
And like, this is the guy that we're going with and we're going to push. And that was kind of like the same with Asuka and Shinsuke. And WWE, I think, botched both of them. And Asuka's the champion now, but she still, to me, like doesn't have like that momentum that she once had.
Nah, she's got it's a little bit better, I think, than it was earlier in the year.
But they're not doing anything with her. It's Becky's carrying this whole story right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. a good pick. That was a huge pop though when she won. Remember that?
Fuck yeah, because it came down to her and Nikki.
Oh God, yeah.
And Nikki botched the final spot. Like,
horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Look, and then Ronda Rousey debuted right after that.
Oh, that's right. It's all coming back to me now.
Right.
Good pick. So my number 8.
Yes, sir.
My number 8 is The Game. Triple H.
Ooh, he's higher.
He's only won.
He's higher on mine. Higher on mine.
Oh, is he?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Has he won 2? Like, does that one that he won at?
He's won 2.
Yeah. Okay. The one against, like, the one with the title, like, open for whatever.
Yep. Yeah, he's won 2 Rumbles.
Couldn't remember if I was considering that a Royal Rumble win or not.
Oh,
then
yeah,
I was like,
I would.
it is. Okay, we can wait. We can wait.
Yeah, we'll wait. All right, number 7 for me. At number 7, I have Drax the Destroyer, Batista. Got the.
I'll be honest. I lost you there for a second, so I don't know who you said.
Batista.
That's your number 7?
That's my number 7. Is he higher on
What
yours?
a shocker! He's my number 7.
Oh wow! Look at us today.
Wow! Look at that. Yeah, good old Dave.
Yeah, wow. Good old
Dude,
Dave Batista.
I forget just how good Dave actually was.
No shit, dude. Like, he gets a lot of flack, and this wasn't his fault, and he's even admitted that it's not his fault. Like,
oh yeah, that's 2014.
2014. That was
Yeah.
Brian's year. Like,
yeah.
And Dave, he was even like, I can't win. And Dave was like, let me lose. Like, on the Jericho podcast, Batista pitched the idea of him losing the Rumble and then winning the title from Orton at the next pay-per-view, and that would set up the triple threat at Mania.
Yeah.
Which, that makes a lot of sense, but apparently Triple H like really wanted to wrestle Bryan.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess
first he wanted to wrestle Punk. That was the whole thing.
Oh yeah,
and that's
true.
what caused like the big ordeal. So at the time, like at the time, I guess like it was all just fucked up, and Punk kind of saved it all, like in a weird way. Like,
yeah, it's weird. I guess it all kind of worked out because it did just add that more like, fuck man, is Daniel Bryan going to get his chance, and then like he takes over Raw. So I guess I think it's one of those things where like they made a mistake, but it ended up luckily working out for them very well.
Yeah,
maybe better than if he would have won the Rumble.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that because it set in motion like this whole thing. And then remember, they went into the Elimination Chamber match, and it was like his last chance at the title, and he got fucked over again, and the crowd was going like fucking angry crazy. And I just remember the zoom in on Bryan at the end of the match when Bryan's like pulling his hair and he looks angry and just like pissed off.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, here we go. He has like, I just remember like thinking there, I'm like, at first I thought like maybe this is the last chance for Bryan. They're going to go in a different direction. But the way they zoomed in on Bryan to end the pay-per-view, I'm like, oh fuck, they're pushing him. He's going to win the title.
Yeah.
They're actually going to go. That was the moment when I realized that they're actually going to go with Bryan at Mania.
Yeah. But I guess anyway, back to Dave. Yeah, that 2005 Rumble win though, that was something.
Who, Vinnie Mac?
He blew out his quads.
Both of them.
Then he just sat there.
It's hilarious. But dude, credit to Vince. Like, he's in fucking serious pain, and he sits there and doesn't show any emotion on camera. And
Nope.
There's a Vince McMahon documentary that came out a while ago, and Stephanie on the documentary, Stephanie was like, "I've never heard my dad scream so loud in my life. It scared the crap out of me." And Stephanie's like, "I started crying because I was so scared." They said right when he got backstage, Vince just started like screaming because it hurt so bad.
Yeah, I think he got help and like kind of like walked a little bit on his own backstage.
Yeah, and then he came back. He rehabbed him and came back, and apparently half the time Triple H did. So Vince on the documentary is like, "Yep, did it half the time. Did it half the time other than that loser Triple H." And he started laughing. He's like, "I hope he doesn't watch this." Like,
oh man, that's fun, dude. Just like the image of he slides into the ring, and then he's just sitting up against the ropes.
Yeah,
like.
And just young Cena and young Batista are like just looking at him, and they're both like, "Uh-oh, we just fucked up," because that was a legit like botch. Like that was a legit like fuck up. They weren't supposed to go over.
I thought
Cena was supposed to go over. Batista was supposed to grab onto the ropes, and Batista said Cena was so sweaty that when he went to grab the ropes,
too, yeah.
he slipped. And he's like, luckily, he's like, I have no idea how. But he's like, but luckily, we landed at the exact same time. Like,
yeah.
And yeah, that was not supposed to happen.
Yeah, that's what I remember people giving him like a lot of shit for that, like botching that. It's like, dude, like he had to pick up this big ass sweaty guy and try to like do I think it's tough for big guys to try to do a spot like that. That's not. You got a lot of momentum coming, man. It's not the cruiserweights where they could, probably save themselves. That's a lot of man muscle.
What I thought was
going over those ropes.
What I thought was hilarious is that right when Vince gets out of the ring, they do the spot and end the match. It's not like they wrestle again for a little bit.
Yeah,
they literally.
It was like 20 seconds, maybe.
So when the camera's on Vince, apparently one of the refs that's in the ring, the referee like bends down to check on Vince. That's when Vince like mouths to him like, redo the finish, just do it now. And that's when when they cut the Vince, the referee is over to Cena and Batista to go, they're just going to redo it. Like, just redo the spot and end the match. That's the one time I will give WWE credit on production of camera cuts and how well they did a good job of like editing that and covering up the botch, because it made it look like that was supposed to happen.
Yeah, they really did, because it was kind of like, oh shit, was that supposed to happen? Maybe it wasn't supposed to happen. Who knows?
Yeah. And Batista was like, I'm not going for that Batista bomb again. He just spine busters him and then throws him over.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Well, anyway, yeah, that's Batista at number 7, so I guess it's my 6, right?
Yep.
All right, my number 6 is Brock Lesnar, 2003.
Oh, okay. Forgot about Brock a little bit.
Yeah, that Rumble's pretty fucking awesome. And that Final Four.
Is that what set up him and Angle?
Yeah. And Undertaker gave him like the respect at the end of the match.
Ah, yeah, he did.
But that Final Four. Whew.
Who was in the Final Four?
Batista, Kane, Taker, and Lesnar.
Oh, that's right.
Just 4 big guys.
That was a good Final Four.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Lesnar that year, 2003, man, that was Lesnar's year. That's when like Lesnar could wrestle. Oh, I mean, Lesnar still can wrestle. He's proved it with Bryan and Styles, like, and he's proved it with Joe even.
Yeah.
I just think he doesn't like working with. I think he actually hates working with Strowman personally, and that's all we've seen mostly.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I think he's sick of working with Roman personally.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I can't blame him there, because it's like, why do I got to keep doing the same story when you're not? Mm-hmm. It's like if they were doing better with Roman, yeah, maybe it'd make more sense. But he's like, in his head, he's probably like, you guys have done nothing with Roman to make me have a reason to like put him over or anything.
Yeah. No. Yeah. But Lesnar that year, 2003, that was Lesnar's coming out party, in my opinion. Even though 2002, he was only there, he hadn't been there for even a year yet. It's a year the night after WrestleMania at that point.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, as much as 2002, like, yeah, that solidified Lesnar. It was 2003 that solidified Lesnar as like the real deal. He's a fucking Hall of Famer, whether we want to admit it or not. Like, he's a legit Hall of Famer. And he was putting on some great fucking matches.
Yeah. I'd like to hear more from Lesnar once he's like done with the WWE.
Same.
Like how he like really made me feel. Like, I know he is in his own way and like he does what he wants to do, but like how he maybe really feels about the business. Like, I'm sure there's some truth to it where he just like, he is the guy that wants to go in, do what he's got to do, clock out. But like, how much does he actually care about the business, or was he that selfish? Mm-hmm. I'll probably change my opinion on him if he goes to the Hall of Fame. Oh yeah, how's that beer taste, bud?
It's good. It's good. Dude, he's totally a Hall of Famer. He's main evented. To me, it's like if you main event a WrestleMania, you're in the Hall of Fame.
It's true.
And he's main evented 3 now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't think the last couple of years is like, it's not going to hurt him getting to the Hall of Fame, and he's going to get in, but like,
I mean, dude,
I think the last couple of years have put a bad taste in some people's mouths.
Oh, yeah.
Like, okay.
And even though, he's a part-timer and he's like held the title for a while, we complain about it, but at the same time, like, that's what the WWE used to always be. Hogan and, like, Macho Man, they were never, like, at, like, all the shows. You know what I mean?
It's true.
You saw them, like, once a month, if that. Bruno Sammartino defended the title, like, once every, like, 2 months or something like that. Lesnar's kind of like a throwback to, like, that old style of champions. Like,
that's true. I think that's probably, it's tough to do nowadays.
it is. It totally is. It's a different
with how
time.
popular WWE is, and like how it's like when we want, you know, like, hey, we want to see this, we want to see it every week, we want it now. Where like back then it was, I think it meant more to be like, oh shit, Bruno's coming through town, or Bruno's going to be on TV. It's like, oh fuck, but now it's like, well, now you got more storyline depth and stuff where it's like you need it there.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't help that Lesnar's literally been doing the same story for the last 5 years now.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like how much blame goes on him actually wanting to be there, and how much blame goes on WWE for not. It's a two-way street.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And that's why, like, I don't hate Lesnar, because when Lesnar is good, he's fucking great. Like,
right.
And I'm excited and a little scared for next Sunday.
Me too.
Because I will say this: Lesnar does work better with smaller wrestlers.
He does.
And he even worked better when he wrestled like Mysterio all those years ago. Like, those matches were good. And like, I'm excited. And and here's my take: if WWE had any balls, they have Balor win the match. Because Lesnar, just like our pal David said, who's going to be in town next week, so you definitely have to come over.
Fuck.
If they had any balls, they have Balor win.
Yeah.
Balor pull it off. And that would make Finn Balor. Like,
right. It's like you want him. You need a star. You need another star made. That's how you got to do it.
That makes him right there. And then you let him and like Rollins go tear the house down at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and I can't believe I didn't even think about this until like the other day when I saw a tweet about it. Like I know Finn. You know, there's a way to make him win, but there's a lot of people that are like, no way can he do that. And then somebody posted the most like obvious thing that I can't believe I didn't think of. Eddie Guerrero beat Lesnar.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Exactly.
Like, I get they've kind of made Brock, I guess, a little more bigger, stronger kind of style, I guess. But, like, truly, what's the difference?
Exactly.
Like, why can't you have David beating Goliath now?
If WWE had balls, you know what you do it right for this? How you help Finn win? Have the Good Brothers come down and fuck over Lesnar big time.
Yeah, do something.
Put them together and, like, have them, like, turn, like, almost do a double turn if you can pull it off. Put Finn as a heel and have him be Balor Club, like how he was in New Japan, like Bullet Club. Make the double turn happen, and have like maybe add somebody else into the group with them, and just have them beat the ever living shit out of Lesnar until Balor wins that match.
Yeah,
and then there you go, and then you have Seth Rollins, who's going to be the over babyface that wants to take him down. There it is.
Right.
There it is. And you know Lesnar's going to be at WrestleMania anyways. He doesn't need the title. That's what I was going to say that David said. He's going to be at the show anyways. It's not like his match needs a title. Like,
yeah, that's true.
And then there you go. And then you can have him and Strowman go one-on-one, and that's where Strowman gets his like victory over him. There, bam.
Yeah,
or even do McIntyre.
Yeah, true. Because I think now it's like weird for people to be like, all right, so Finn's going to put on this hell of a match and beat Lesnar, but Strowman could only last 4 minutes with Lesnar, and it's like, yes, but you got to think about it. That all comes down to booking, and I guess if Braun was hurt and all that, whatever was going on back then, it's kind of like you almost got to just like forget what happened with that and like just kind of start fresh. Like if Finn wins, like I said, dude, it's like Eddie Guerrero beat him. Why can't Finn?
Exactly. I'd pull the trigger. I'd do it.
Yeah, and you have to.
If this is really the new era, do it. This is the time to do it. Prove all the fans wrong that are saying, "Oh, this is not the new era." Prove all the fans wrong.
You don't gotta wait till Mania to do everything huge. Do it now.
Yep.
It's one of your top fucking pay-per-views. Do it now. Be fucking huge. That pop would be crazy.
Yeah, it would. Yeah,
it'd almost be bigger than the pop you got at fucking UK.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's a good pick. I'm gonna throw him on my honorable mention. I think I was just being what's the fucking word I'm thinking of?
Jackass. Jackass.
Yeah, it's being a jackass. Wow, I can't believe I think of this word. Stubborn. There we go. I was being pretty stubborn when it comes to Brock. Oh well, I'm just a mark. So my number 6.
Yes.
You might have said him earlier. I think. Yeah, I got Taker.
Taker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, anytime he was in a Rumble, dude, it was like. Anytime he was, I don't know how many was he in. Hold on, I got him 10.
A lot.
He was in 10. Anytime he was in the Rumble, it was like, hey, he could win. Why not?
He was
It's fucking
always.
Taker.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why couldn't you could always have a story with Taker.
You could. It's
Yeah.
without
And
a
I feel
doubt.
like he always had a story one way or another in those matches.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the one, I don't remember what one, but like that one with like Maven, where Maven eliminated him,
I'm
then he
actually watching that one right now.
and then he just beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. I'm
That
watching
poor
that
guy.
Rumble right now where he just went crazy on Maven.
Which one is that?
2002.
That's right. That was the first Tough Enough, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was right after the first Tough Enough.
Yeah,
And-
he eliminated Taker.
and that pop. The fans went nuts.
Oh man, that was
Um,
crazy.
But yeah, Taker in 07. I mean, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. That's the first time anybody's won at number 30.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think has there only been 1 or 2 others after that? Was Edge number 30? I know Cena was.
Cena, and I think Edge was either 30 or 29.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, because Batista was 30 after that, wasn't he?
That's right. Yeah, because I think a lot of people always they're like, no, but Edge won. He was 30. It's like, nah, I think he was 29.
I think he was 29. I think you're right.
Yeah.
And I think those are the only 2 winners that came out at number 30. Maybe R-Truth wins this year. I don't know.
Yeah. This the Rumble Taker one also might be in one of my matches just because of the there's a lot more to that match.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There was a match in that match.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So, you're number 5?
All right, my number 5, I got the Game, Triple H.
Okay.
Got him at 2002 and 2016. I mean, the 2002 Rumble, when he came back, that was just perfect for
that's
him.
right.
Yeah, that was his first match back, and that was like Triple H is back, baby, and like yeah. But for me personally, I still think Triple H was a better wrestler before he got injured the first time.
I think so too.
I think his character was even better, like before he got injured.
I almost just said the opposite. Because I felt like his character might have been better because he had to make up for his lack of being able to do stuff in the ring.
See, I disagree. I totally think his character, like in 98 and 99, and like actually all the way up to when he got hurt, like that you just hated him. He got like Tommaso
True.
Ciampa heat. Like,
I remember him being one of my favorite heels because I was able to hate him so much.
exactly. It's
like
like Ciampa.
legitimately just hate him. Yeah, true. Okay,
Because he was but he was like a heel who never like ran away from a fight though. He always like went head on into the fight, but just had like an army with him, and like it just made you hate him because he's like he's not backing down though. Like
true. Maybe that's why. It might have been maybe why I liked his character more because he was like that, or why I thought his character was better because then he became like the coward.
Yeah.
And it made me still hate him more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then he kept trying to murder Stone Cold when he came back.
True, he did. He kept trying to kill him.
Remember, like when he like that giant ass like that metal box fell like off of like Austin's walking backstage, and that thing dropped, and Austin's like, "What the hell?" And Triple H goes, "Damn it!" And like they just started like fighting it. So he could have killed him, and then Austin like basically murders him. It's Survivor Series, but Triple H somehow survived that.
Yeah,
they put him in the car and flipped the car over.
Flipped the car. Yeah,
like,
fuck,
God,
I forgot about
anybody
that.
would have died in that.
Oh man, was he with DX then?
No, I don't think so.
No,
I think DX was down at that point.
Okay. Man.
Yeah, because that's going into 2001. So yeah, no, the DX was done at that point. Like even the revival, like DX was done.
Wow.
He was with like Vince at the time.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. So you're number 5.
My number 5 is 1 second. Oh, there we go. My number 5, who I know this is a little taboo, and we can go through it quickly or however you feel about it, but I can't I can't leave out Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
You know,
There's an honorable mention for mine.
Yeah. I mean, just real. I mean, a number 1 spot going all the way.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It is impressive.
Spent over an hour. You know, it's they. Let's see here. Yep, eliminated the Big Show last. So
yep.
yeah, this is kind of another one of those.
Pulling him until it came over.
It's another one of those, like, you know, showing that a small guy can get over on a big guy. So
exactly.
Yeah, I remember that one vividly because I remember I was a big fan of his and was happy he won that. So
I just remember at the time, because we didn't get SmackDown yet. I think it was later that year we got SmackDown finally in St. Louis. So
on like UPN or something like that, or
St. Louis never had UPN, and I remember asking my dad, I'm like, who do you think's going to win the Rumble? And I thought it was going to be Orton, and my dad's like, nah, it's not going to be Orton. Foley's going to come out probably and screw him over. I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. And like, well, who could it be then? And he's like, it's going to be Benoit. He's like, that's totally who they're pushing on SmackDown right now. I'm like, well, I don't fucking watch SmackDown, Dad.
Yeah, this was another good Final Four. Shit, it was Benoit, Angle, Van Dam, and Big Show.
Yeah, do you remember Cena almost breaking his leg in that match?
No.
Cena got thrown over the ropes, and when he landed on the mat, like when he landed on the floor, he fell awkwardly, almost like to his side, and his leg like bent like sideways.
Oh, no, I don't remember that.
If Cena didn't like catch himself, like because Cena caught himself and like pushed his body back over.
Yeah.
If he didn't catch himself, I think his leg would have snapped in half. It was kind of gross. Like, and then they ran a story about it like for a little bit after that. Like Cena was fine, but they ran a story like with him like in a brace like for the following month.
Oh fuck yeah! Okay, I remember the brace now. I don't remember that fall.
Oh, that I can't watch that spot. That spot still gives me like ugh.
John Cena's an awkward guy.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of awkward bumps, I feel like, in his career where it's like, why are you okay after that? Just do a bunch of Olympic lifting.
So
John
Superman.
Cena.
Superman doesn't lose, damn it. I don't know why I just went into Vince McMahon.
I don't know either. All right. Your number 4?
Yep, my number 4. I feel like this could be your number 4, or it might be. I feel like this might be higher for you.
Okay.
Got little Rey Mysterio.
Oh, guess what my number 4 is? Lil Ray.
Oh, nice. Yep. Nice.
Oh, yeah, man. That was another of my favorite. I guess it is the small guy underdog thing just like was so easy to get over then.
Well, that and just the fact that we just wanted it for Eddie, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
That was like, and I hate to say that because Ray, I think, still would have became champion without Eddie like passing away.
Yeah.
Ray was already getting that push. Like they just had like that long rivalry with Eddie, and Eddie is like a world champion. Ray was gonna get that push like sooner than later at that point. And I think the timing just, it's just
you hate to say that it was. You don't want to say it was perfect, but it helped.
But that was one of the most feel good like wrestling moments I think of all time. Like
it's one of those things where like reality did take over that, and it was like, I might have teared up watching that, just being like, "Fuck yes!" Like, good.
And that pop when he eliminates Triple H.
Yeah, you could see the emotion too.
Yeah,
and it was him. It was him, Triple H, and Orton.
Yeah,
I think, and it's like that's another one of those where it's like you got two big, strong, tough heel sons of bitches going against Ray, and you're like, oh no, this isn't going to end up good for Ray.
Oh no.
Ray's you're probably, I probably was sitting there like, great, Ray's going to get somehow. And he doesn't. It's just like, fuck yeah.
Dude,
and he was number 2 to enter that match.
Yeah, he was. Was Triple H 1? I want to say he was, because I remember like Triple H was trying to get out of it, like for like the beginning of the show, wasn't he?
Yeah, is that when they used to like draw the numbers from like the weird thing with Eric? But no, that was before that.
Yeah, that was when because Triple H saw it and he was just like, "Oh my god!" And then I remember the year before that with Flair and Eddie. Do you remember Flair and Eddie? Like, Flair's like, "Oh, I got a good number," and Eddie's like, "Let me see that." And then like, Flair's like, Eddie, Guerrero took my number. And like, they made him go back and like switch it back out, and Guerrero was number 1, and then Flair was 30.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You are correct. Triple H was number 1 that year.
Mm-hmm.
You know who number 3 was?
Simon Dean.
Simon Dean.
Was it really?
Yeah. Simon Dean.
Oh, that's great.
What a name.
That was a total fucking guess too. I remember Simon Dean coming out and doing his little. Dude, Simon Dean was hilarious.
He was, dude. I'm trying to. So, in 2006, were Triple H and Orton kind of like still a team type thing? Was that still kind of like an evolution thing going on, or
Triple H was on Raw? Orton was on SmackDown at this point.
That's right. Because I was just wondering because Orton was number 30 that year.
Yeah.
So I was trying to think if maybe they kind of had like a little friendship there going at the end to get rid of.
They kind of teamed up at the end.
Yeah, I think so. I think they kind of played into that, like, hey, we used to be like buds.
That's totally what happened because it came down to those 3 and Van Dam. I think it was Van Dam was the other one, and Van Dam was helping Mysterio, and then Van Dam got eliminated, and then they teamed up on Ray. But here, I got the pop queued up. I want to see if it comes across well on the speaker. This pop, man. When Triple H gets eliminated, it's one of my favorite pops of all time.
Jesus.
That pop, man. That's one of the best pops ever because everyone's like, "Oh my god, he's out! Like
that pop, and then the announcing call by the
Lawler,
King, and was that Michael Cole? I think as well.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That seemed about as authentic as it can get.
Yeah, that's one of the best. It's one of the best.
Do you think the announcers know who's going to win at the end?
Yeah, because it's all in their script. That's why, like,
I almost wish they didn't.
They can request not to know.
Okay.
And I think Lawler always requested that he didn't know. I think Cole is the one that always like knows.
Okay.
However, I have heard during the Taker Lesnar match from WrestleMania when Lesnar beat him, they didn't have the ending in the match in his script, and like they didn't tell him that they didn't add the ending in the script. So when Cole was going through it, like right before like that spot happens, apparently Cole was like looking like for his like the call, and Vince apparently right before that 3 count happens, Vince goes, "Just let it go," and like he was just like, "The streak is over." Like he was like just like taken back, like
yeah. Yeah, I think if I was an announcer, I'd like the Rumble. I think is one I would like not to know.
Yeah, same. I would like not to know everything.
Yeah,
I'm announcing,
that's true.
Honestly.
I feel like JR might have said he kind of didn't like to know a lot of. He just wanted to know what the wrestlers wanted him to focus on for their people.
Exactly.
For their character. Like, let me know what you want. I feel like he didn't want to know too much.
Yeah.
So that he could keep that all, the authenticity to it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just, like that's what you want out of the announcer. You don't want it to be too
Yeah. No, I feel you.
Yeah. So.
Let's move on. I guess my number 3.
Yeah, your number 3.
My number 3, we have to give it to the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, baby.
Okay, it's a little higher on mine.
All right, well, wait then. What's your number 3? God damn it.
My number 3 is actually John Cena. A little higher up than yours.
Cena at 3, really?
Yeah, I think just said that 2008 one.
Yeah, that was like props to WWE for keeping that under wraps. Like, and that was when everything was getting leaked, and like Cena coming out at number 30 that year was just holy shit.
Yeah, that was just nuts. The 2013 one, I don't know. That was kind of I said after 2010, I didn't really care about too many Rumbles.
Well,
I thought they were.
the 2013 one was pretty predictable. That's the biggest issue with the Rumble, except for maybe last year's, was that the Rumble was always predictable.
Yeah,
they always gave it away. They always gave away who was winning and what was happening, especially when like Rock and Cena were around.
True. Yeah. I mean, from like 2014 up until last year, I mean, it was like you knew they were going to try to push Roman, so it was like, ugh, like he was in the final 2 or 3 every like year.
Roman's been in the final 2 every year since Batista won the Rumble. In 2014.
Yeah, they kind of lost that unpredictability until like last year. It was like, oh shit, Shinsuke.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
but I got Michaels at 3. Oh, you said it. No, wait, no, we're on Cena. My bad.
Yeah, I've seen it at 3. Yeah, I know. That's when I was a huge John Cena mark. Still,
I'm more of a Cena mark now than I think I ever was.
So I tell you what Bowman said the other day about it. He goes, he needs to cut that fucking hair. I was like, I love the hair.
He looks like Ernest.
He does. It just makes him look so goofy. It just adds to like the little goofy nerd persona he's kind of playing now, which I kind of like. There's a little bit of that character change. I don't know if many people have noticed that. He's kind of like a dork.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
He's kind of buying into like his like little anime nerdy kind of side to him, that I think it's kind of helping his character a little bit.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cena, one of the greatest of all time. I'm not afraid to say it. He is.
Yeah, no, me either.
All right, number 2?
Yep, you're number 2.
What?
What? That's my number 2, brother.
Oh, brother. Number 2, the Texas Rattlesnake, Stone Cold Steve Austin, the only man in Royal Rumble history to win 3 times. Once back-to-back, 97, 98, and one in 2001. Some say he's arguably probably the greatest Royal Rumble winner of all time. I got number 2.
Is it him and Michaels the only ones to win back-to-back? Did Michaels win back-to-back?
Michaels won back-to-back. Stone Cold has won back-to-back. And
is there another one?
I thought there was one more. Maybe not. No, I don't think there is. I think Roman was going. They were predicting Roman too, and he didn't do it.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. He might be every one of his wins had so much importance to it.
Except for in 97. Do you
What
remember
happened in
97? Remember, he was eliminated, and the refs were too busy checking on somebody else, and he ran back in the ring and threw over Bret Hart and won the match. And that's when, like, the next night on Raw, people were like, what the hell? Like, and so they had to, they did, a fatal 4-way match, to determine the real number 1 contender. Right. And that's set up him and Hart again at Mania, because they were already feuding at that point. I think they've already wrestled each other once, and then But
true.
The 98 and 2000 Rumbles, even the 99 Rumble, man, the 99 Rumble, it's an honorable mention of mine for favorite Rumble matches. I'm just gonna say it now. But I loved that Rumble when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And you got to see some titties in that match, so.
You did.
I remember, I'll never forget that when she walks out, and I'm like, oh my god, you can totally see through her shirt.
Yeah.
And but that match, that storytelling in that match with McMahon and Austin, McMahon wins.
Yeah.
That pissed off so many people.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, that was bad, yeah.
But that Final 4 in the 99 Rumble was so weird.
Who was it?
It was D'Lo Brown, Big Boss Man, Stone Cold, and somebody else. Well, I guess technically Vince.
That's right.
But it was somebody else at the time. I want to say it was Owen, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I can't remember either.
This says, the injury that caused Austin to miss the Rumble match in 2000, many considered it the worst pay-per-view in the Attitude Era.
The 2000 Rumble?
Yeah.
Really?
That's what it says.
Dude, that Rumble's awesome.
I wonder who the many is. Dave Meltzer?
Probably. Fuck Dave Meltzer. Now he's saying that, Lesnar's always wanted to work with Balor. It's like, dude, you're the one that fucking said that he didn't want to work with Balor, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
He makes up so much shit, dude.
Oh, yeah.
But,
oh, yeah.
The Rumble 2000. It's an honorable. That was another. It's an honorable mention of mine. But that pay-per-view is awesome. The Dudley Boys and Hardy's tables match, Cactus Jack and Triple H in the street fight.
Yeah.
The fucking hilarious Mae Young showing her titties.
Oh God. Yeah. I feel like people will probably consider that the worst one because that's the one that The Rock won. I guess because of the whatever that happened after it. It's like, well, you got to look at the other matches besides that.
And I remember the Acolytes and the New Age Outlaws had like a quick but like a fun match, and Bradshaw destroys Billy Gunn with a clothesline from hell.
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Huh. Back when JBL was cool. Yeah, dude, that fucking street fight was about a half hour long. Yeah. That was like one of the best matches.
Yeah. Fight's awesome. Or that match is awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway. Stone Cold at number 2. Let's go your number 1 because we know what your number 1 is now.
My number 1, I mean, it's the Heartbreak
Kid.
Shawn Michaels. I mean, the 95 one.
That one's
only
awesome.
one foot. That was only
one of Shawn Michaels' feet touched the floor.
The ground.
Therefore, your winner of the 1995 Royal Rumble, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Man, was that your Luke Gallows impression?
Yeah.
That was a good one. I'm going to give you that. Who did he beat? Who did he beat in 95? Why am I blanking?
British Bulldog.
There we go. Yep, that's right.
And then he came back-to-back, 96, and super kicked Diesel over the top rope.
Yeah, that's right. What a cool way to win a Rumble, though.
I know.
Just a fucking super kick.
Yep. Yeah, the Heartbreak Kid, man.
All right, who's your number 1?
My number 1 is the limousine riding, jet flying, wheeling dealing, kiss stealing, son of a gun. Woo! The Nature Boy! Ric Flair in 1992, baby. With a tear in his eye. This is the single greatest moment of his life. I love it! Woo!
I forgot about that promo that was after that Rumble.
Yeah.
Because that was the first vacant championship one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just so much was riding on the line for like a storyline of like that magnitude. I think in '92. I mean, like that was kind of ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Even the Macho Man that led to the Macho Man like storyline, that was ahead of its time.
Forgot about that fucking interview after that. I mean, I didn't forget the interview. I forgot that was after that Rumble win.
Yeah. That's why that promo is almost like the reason why I have him at number 1, and just it was for the title, like.
Yeah.
And he came out at number 3.
Did he?
Yeah. Yep, came out at number 3. Came down to him.
Oh, yep,
and
that's
Sid
right.
Justice.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Sid Justice.
Yeah, that was his name at the time. And then he turned into Psycho Sid.
What a bad name.
I know. All right.
Holy shit, look at some of the names in that match.
I know, dude.
They're so bad.
Yeah, it is.
The Berserker.
The Berserker, oh my god.
The Texas Tornado. The Barbarian.
Don't make fun of the Texas Tornado. He was fucking awesome. Kerry Von Erich.
Yeah, that's him.
Kerry Von Erich should have been a world champion in WWE.
How was he not?
He wasn't. I mean, I think he was the NWA champion.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong.
Man.
But man, what a tragic family that was.
Yeah, no shit.
They came into my grandma's restaurant back in the day. The Von Erichs, yeah, they took a picture with her.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we have that. I have that somewhere.
That's a sick picture.
Yeah, I have to find it. But anyway, let's get into the top 10 matches.
Let's do it.
Well, let's do it. Want me to start? You want to start? What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
You can start. I started the whatchamacallit.
For my number 10. So what I just want to say again what I did. I put matches that went along with that year's Rumble. However, for the first two, just for this one, I have one from the years previous because I didn't think the Rumble was that good, but there was a match in there that you can't go without saying. But which I'm sure it's probably on your list.
Okay.
Is there a WWE Championship match on your list from 2017?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay, never mind then. All right, well, at number 10, I have 2018's Men's Rumble. That was the first, like what we already said earlier, that was the first Rumble that was like... Unless it's higher on your list and we can wait.
No, it's not. It was kind of an honorable mention of mine, but I think I'm going to make it my number 10 as well.
Right.
And take my number 10 and make it an honorable mention.
All right. But yeah, 2018, the Men's Rumble, I mean, that was the first, like what we talked about earlier, that was the first Rumble that made it unpredictable again. Like, they finally brought back that unpredictability of the Rumble and actually had the significance of making a star again, even though WWE ended up botching that.
Yeah.
Which,
they sure fucking did.
Shinsuke should have totally went over at Mania, and then Styles gets it back 2 months later. You could still have Shinsuke win the title and still turn heel. That's like the whole like thing I think that makes me mad.
Yeah, and they just didn't.
No, and the story would have been so much better too, like Styles chasing, you know, instead of the heel chasing.
Right, yeah, and then just have him do a nut shot for 5 months.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like I think it's totally botched, but that Rumble is awesome. And that Final 6. Do you remember the Final 6? Oh, fuck. I forgot about that chair shot Taker lays on Maven. It just happened.
Oh, yeah, he fucking knocks him.
Dude, oh my god. God, that chair shot, man. That fucking chair shot.
So loud.
It was so loud. All right, but yeah.
Jeez.
Do you remember that Final 6, though?
I do see it now. Shinsuke, Roman, Cena, Balor, Mysterio, Orton, Ziggler, or Orton.
Yeah, and they did like the three most popular of like yesteryear versus the three.
Yeah,
of,
that's
like,
right.
They're leading the charge now, and it's like this is cool because it's like I guess they had like a lot of stock in Shinsuke. And it's like what the fuck happened?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what happened. Stupid writers that don't know anything about wrestling.
No shit. No shit. But yeah, and my match I had to coincide with that was actually from a year previous, though. Is the John Cena AJ Styles WWE Championship match from 2017.
Yeah, that's a hell of a match.
That's their best match, in my opinion. That or their SummerSlam match.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Thank you.
Well, that was my number 10. I'll say my honorable mention, though, that I had. It was the Benoit Jericho match where he does the fucking Walls of Jericho on the ladder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking... That just looks like it hurts. Why I couldn't do that.
That was your honorable mention?
Yeah, it was my number 10, and I was like, that'll be just one of my honorable mentions.
It's a great match.
And there was a bunch of spots in that match that were just like...
Yeah.
Fucking incredible. It's just two guys that can fucking go.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're number 9?
Yeah, my number 9 is the 1992 Royal Rumble where Flair wins. Like, again, like...
That's my number 9 as well.
I'm basing it off of, like, storytelling and, like... Because, like, yeah, Flair came out at number 3, but, like, I don't think anybody really expected Flair to win. And that's, like... For me, it takes away the storytelling because of... It was all about... Everybody thought Hogan was going to win.
Yeah.
And the story was more about Hogan. And then when Flair just stole it from him, like, or not really stole it from him because Hogan helped Flair win at the end. But yeah, that's my number 9. And just because, like you said earlier, the name, look at the names. Like, it's like, all right. But it's for the title. So that's why I had Flair at number 1. And just, it meant that much. It meant, you become the man. Like,
Right.
So
yeah, that's kind of why it was my number 9 too.
Yeah.
Oh, we've had a lot of similar picks here.
Huh. Yeah. Oh yeah. I guess we'll. Do you want to say anything, or do you want to move on? Number 8.
Yeah, we can go on to your number 8.
All right. My number 8 is the 2016 Royal Rumble, which was also for the WWE Championship.
That's a honorable mention of mine because I think I'm glad that Roman didn't win that one.
Mm-hmm.
And there was so much on the line. But I know that one caught a lot of flack.
It caught flack because I think everybody knew Triple H was going to win. But it caught flack because WWE was so smart in eliminating Roman second to last, which gave the fans hope that Ambrose might win the match.
That's right.
And Ambrose was so small in that match.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah, he was.
Extremely small in that match.
Man, I wonder if they would have let him win. If that would have helped him with a push.
I don't know.
Because did he win the title later that year?
Roman?
No. When did Dean have his championship run?
Dean did win because he won Money in the Bank.
That's right. And I remember that was just kind of like a crappy title run.
Yep.
So I wonder if he would have won the Rumble and had won the title that way, if it would have helped him. Would have been a different storyline going into Mania other than Triple H and what's his face?
Yeah, you're
Roman.
totally right.
Yeah. Who knows?
Who fucking knows?
All right, so my number 8, or
I just want to also shout out my match that coincides with that. Oh yeah, for my 1992 match that coincides for my number 9 was Roddy Piper winning the Intercontinental title. It was the first title he won in WWE. It happened in '92.
Who do you wrestle?
He wrestled the Mountie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That might have been on my list last year.
That match?
Yeah, or it was an honorable mention or something.
Yeah,
because I feel like that was a huge moment for Piper.
It was. It was only a 5-minute match. So quick. But yeah, it was a big moment because that was Piper's first title in WWE. Surprisingly.
That's right.
And my match that coincides with 2016 is the last man standing match between Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental title.
Oh yeah.
They tore the house down in that match.
I can't wait for Kevin Owens to come back.
And neither can I. He's lost some weight.
And Sami Zayn.
I know. I'm assuming it's happening at the Rumble.
I'm hoping so.
But have you noticed they cut off the vignettes for them? They haven't aired it in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I've noticed.
I think they want you to forget that they're coming back.
I think so.
I think this Rumble. Yeah, I'm honestly thinking this Rumble might be one of the best Rumbles of all time. The match.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
And I think you're going to see a lot of returns. And I think everybody's expecting Rollins to win. But I think we might see a massive swerve. I think we might see a huge swerve in this match.
Yeah, it's kind of unpredictable right now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it also depends. What if Finn wins? It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
How do you book this now?
And the women's Rumble, I have no idea. I guess Charlotte wins.
Yeah, I guess.
Now, unless Becky asserts herself into it.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of depends on the other matches.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of what it comes down to, which is good. I like that.
I like it too. To me, I have the women's Rumble opening the show because it's Becky. Here's the thing with Rollins and Becky. They're so over at the moment, they don't need to win the Rumble. They can build a story around that, Right.
I think that's tough.
What if Mustafa Ali wins the Rumble?
Be nuts.
And faces Bryan at Mania. I'd totally be okay with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that
Grande.
I was gonna say that Becky would probably benefit more from the Rumble win than Rollins, but now I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends on who wins the championship matches.
Yeah.
Who fucking knows? Who knows?
Quick shout out to Rey Mysterio and Andrade on SmackDown this past
week.
No doubt. Andrade, Cien Almas, by the way. Fuck you, WWE.
Yeah, no shit.
But, what a match.
Yeah, dude.
They could wrestle 100 more times for all I care.
Yeah, that's why I sent out that fucking tweet where people were like, "You still got it to Ray." It's
fucking Marks.
No, what? When did he lose it? You're acting like this guy didn't wrestle for it's fucking it's when they're acting like it's when Shane McMahon came back or
no shit.
Kurt Angle and wrestled. It's no, dude, Ray's been
Ricky
tearing
the
it
Dragon
up.
Steamboat came back.
Yeah, it's no, dude, Ray's been
he's
doing
been
shit.
Yeah,
yeah,
he's never lost it.
Yeah, your chance to be better than before or something because that's what he fucking is.
Thank you for coming back to WWE. Clap, clap, clap.
And that's not saying he was bad before, but it's I've never seen a guy that's just looked better now.
Yeah. Yeah.
or maybe equally as good as he was. It's
Dude,
just
he
like,
looks like he's like Rey Mysterio from like the 90s again.
yeah, dude, he's just flying.
Crazy. It's crazy,
Oh,
absolutely crazy.
Yep. So my number 8.
Yep.
My number 8 is actually not a Rumble match, but is a match in it. It is the Triple H Cactus Jack match. I don't know. It's just anytime those two guys got into these, when it was Triple H and Cactus Jack, they were just some of the best matches.
Yeah, they were.
The Hell in a Cell match they had at might have been like No Way Out when Foley had to retire. It's like they just brought each other. Actually, I'll say Mick Foley brought Triple H to a different level in those matches.
Mm-hmm.
And I think just the feud was just fucking. That match is just so brutal.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like hard to watch.
It is.
'Cause it's just like Jesus, man. Like
And he got the thumbtacks at the end.
yes, he takes the thumbtacks, takes the pedigree thumbtack. It's like fuck.
And then I always forget about the part where like they're fighting in like the walkway, and Rock comes out of nowhere and just hits Triple H over there with the chair and walks back. He's like, "Fuck you, son of a bitch," and walks back into the back.
Yeah, he did. Fuck you, you son of a bitch. That classic like Rock leg kick,
Yeah.
shaking the arm thing. Yeah. Yeah, man. Because that was a title match, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's for the WWE Championship.
Yeah. Just nuts.
And then right now, The Godfather is walking out with like 20 hoes. That's when he came back in 2002. Seriously, he just brought out like 15 different women.
Did you know that Lita was part of the Ho Train one time? I didn't know
Lita
that until
was.
like the other day. I saw it on like Twitter or something.
And Victoria was too.
I don't know. How about
Victoria
that?
took a bump through a table on one of the Raws, like when the Deadlies beat up like one of the hoes, and Victoria was one of the hoes.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great. 'Cause I watched the little clip of like Lita doing it. And it's like she's just like, I'm not supposed to be doing this. This is stupid, man. But yeah, that was from number 8.
All right. My number 7 is the 2004 Royal Rumble. Benoit winning. That's just a fun Rumble because it had multiple stories in that match, and that's what makes the Rumble so great. Is when you have multiple like stories, and that you're driving force towards like WrestleMania. And in 2004, it had Benoit trying to win from number 1. It had Orton and Foley like actually finally like taking off, because that was being teased for like months before that. And then you had Lesnar fucking over Goldberg. And that guy, and before, obviously that match sucked, but like the build to that match was like, holy shit, here we go. Like,
true. Yeah, that one did have a lot of storylines in it.
And Kane and the Undertaker. I forgot the Undertaker.
Oh fuck yeah!
And Kane like freaked out, and that's how Kane got eliminated.
That's right.
That was like that was your first tease of like the Undertaker's coming back as the Dead Man.
You're 100% right.
Yeah. And so yeah, that was a great Rumble. My match that I have 2 matches from that year that were great. And one was Eddie versus Chavo. And I can't remember if it was a no disqualification match or they just had a regular match, but I remember both of them, like Eddie was like really bloody at the end of that match, and he was like beating the fuck out of Chavo.
It was just a singles match.
It got to the point where like even the announcer was like, "Okay, Eddie, it's enough. You got it. You proved your point." And it kind of almost made him look like a heel, like in a way. It almost backfired on WWE because Chavo was like asking like for mercy, and like Eddie was not letting him have it.
Right.
And the other match is the Triple H Shawn Michaels Last Man Standing match.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. That was a fucking war.
Ended in a draw.
Yep. Yeah, it's Shawn hitting that sweet chin music, and they both just laid flat. Both of them are like bloody fucking messes.
Yeah. God. Fuck, I forgot how good that match is. I'm going to have to go watch 2004 after this.
Yeah, that title match is fucking amazing.
True. Good pick. Good pick.
Thank you.
My number 7.
Mm-hmm.
I got the 2010 Edge. That Rumble.
That was an honorable mention of mine. Edge was an honorable mention of both of mine.
Yeah, did Edge only win one Rumble? Because he came in at 30, right?
29.
29. There, see, exactly. That's what happens.
But the only reason why I didn't pick this one was because when Edge came out, it was kind of like, well, that's who's winning. Like that was like the one year where it was kind of unpredictable again. And then it was like Edge came out. It's like, oh, well, there's your winner. Like,
Yeah, because he was hurt
yeah,
and then came back.
because nobody else made sense. Like,
True. Wait, who did Edge? Did Edge face Taker that year?
No, he wrestled
at Mania?
Jericho.
He wrestled Jericho. That's
'Cause
right.
Elimination
Michaels.
Chamber was here in St. Louis, Missouri, and Jericho was in both chamber matches that night, and because he asked for his release from Raw in the middle of the show and showed up on SmackDown and entered himself into the Elimination Chamber, and at the very end of the match, Michaels popped out from underneath the cell
that's right.
or chamber and super kicked Taker, and Jericho pinned him while staring at Michaels and got out of the ring.
Yeah. Do you know what else that I just looked at from that 2010 one is when CM Punk was just preaching to the audience.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And eliminating people.
Yeah.
Yep. I
That
know there's
was
another
awesome.
reason I picked that. Yeah, he just... What a dick.
Yeah. That was I
I'm just
forgot
gonna
about that. That was awesome. That was 2010?
Yeah, I'm going to start eliminating people and just preach a sermon.
Mm-hmm.
God, that guy.
All right. So
And he's not coming back, people. Get over it.
No, he's not. My number 6?
Yep. You're number 6.
My number 6 is the 2001 Royal Rumble match. Stone Cold coming back, winning. I just watched it just now. Solid fucking match, and it's one of the only matches that the wrestlers bring weapons into the match and start having a hardcore match. And
Yeah.
fucking Honky Tonk Man comes out of nowhere, and Kane just smokes him with the fucking guitar.
That's right.
The Big Show returned in that match. Trying to think of what else. The Kane had the record. That was the record for a while until Roman. Kane had the record with 11 Rumble eliminations in that match, and I think Roman beat it, and I think Roman has 12 or 13 now, I think. I think that's what it is. I remember that
13.
Yeah, they built it as Roman's he's going to break the record.
Yeah, that's right. We got to get him over somehow.
Yeah. But that final 3 or the final 4 was Billy Gunn, Stone Cold, The Rock, and Kane. It's cool. I like how they added Billy Gunn in there.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's kind of like the Dolph Ziggler of that match.
Yeah. And Drew Carey was there.
Oh God, yeah.
But you mentioned it. This was an honorable mention. The match from that year for me was Jericho and Benoit. And also, actually, I forgot about Triple H and Kurt Angle also putting on a clinic. And Stone Cold fucking over Triple H in that match.
Oh yeah. Damn.
So, yeah,
Fuck.
2001 was
That's
good.
good storytelling.
Mm-hmm. What's your number 6?
My number 6 is just a match from this Rumble because I think this is one that Roman won. I didn't care, but the Rollins Cena Lesnar match, that triple threat. I mean, is that higher up on yours in some way?
In a way, yeah.
All right, we can wait.
All right, yeah.
Cool.
That was your number 6.
That was my number 6.
All right.
Did Roman win that year?
What?
Did Roman win that year?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought. All right.
Number 5, top 5. Here we go. My number 5 is 2006 Royal Rumble. Mysterio winning.
That is... Oh, that's just one more higher up on mine. We can talk about it.
Right. I mean, we kind of already hit it, honestly, when we were talking about Mysterio and playing that pop. Just the underdog, and we totally hit that. The circumstances kind of sucked in that match, but all in all, the match was fun, and it also that brought up the Shawn Michaels starting. That was kind of the story. Started with Michaels against McMahon. Remember Shane ran in and fucked over Michaels, and Michaels. I remember that camera shot is so epic when Michaels is looking at Vince at the up at the. Because remember, the entrance, they had knights opening the doors. Do you remember that at all? It's the whole theme of that Rumble was they're in the old medieval times, and they had knights opening the door, and Vince is standing there after Shane threw Michaels over. So the whole thing was Michaels is looking back at Shane, looking at Vince, and he's who you gonna attack? Who you gonna get? Who you gonna get? And Shane runs past Vince, and Vince is like, nope, you got to go after Shane. He's the one that fucked you over. I didn't do anything. And Michaels is like just looking at him. I'll never forget how dramatic that was. The announcers, the camera cuts, everything sold that moment. Like, and that sold me on McMahon versus Michaels at Mania.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Little history lesson for me.
Little, yeah. There you go. My match from that year, Cena and Edge.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, and then at the end of that year's Rumble, Undertaker returned and struck lightning down on Kurt Angle's ring, and the ring, like, collapsed.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, those are some of my favorite times.
Yeah. Dude, the Rumble, that's why the Rumble is always my favorite. It always jumpstarts everything towards Mania. I love it.
Yeah, that's why, God, I can't believe we're about to get into WrestleMania season.
Mm-hmm.
Shit tits.
That's why everybody like freaking out right now. They're like, we're in WrestleMania season and like nothing's happened yet. I go, fucking marks. Nothing ever happens till after the Rumble. It's always kind of, this is like the boring part still. Like,
right, yeah. That's still like the holiday hangover.
Yeah, and the Rumble's like kind of like, here we go. Here's that shot of adrenaline. And like they just go.
Right. Jesus. Ugh. Idiots.
Ugh, morons.
So that was your number 5. That was kind of my number 4. So my number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. My number 5 is the 2008 Royal Rumble, which we kind of talked about when it came to superstars. I mean, like, the Cena effect.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, wasn't he supposed to be out like?
Yeah, he wasn't even supposed to be back till like after Mania.
A year.
Yeah.
He came back in like 4 or 5 months or something.
And that was like the first time we experienced the John Cena is like not human thing, because he got hurt a couple more times and still came back like really quickly.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, he just came back and just fucking. I mean,
it's a fun Rumble too.
Yeah, it is. I think I don't want to be wrong on this. There was another match at that Rumble.
It was Edge and Ziggler.
It was
those
championship
two
match.
Yeah, and they went. That was a fucking awesome match.
Yeah, you're right.
That's kind of what made Ziggler
Edge or
like.
Something.
That's what put Ziggler on the map. Like,
that's right.
Because that match, that Edge like says that's one of his like favorite matches.
Yep. It is. I knew I could count on you to pull through.
I also never forget during that Rumble, there was these two fans, because it was in Madison Square Garden, and like the walkway's really short. And there was two fans on like the right side that were just fucking trolling the entire match, and like just not taking it seriously. And anytime somebody walked down, they knew they'd be on camera. They were just doing weird shit every time somebody walked out. One of them looked like he was doing like a bushwhackers thing for like several wrestlers walking out. But WWE, I think, has cut them out. I've watched it back, and they kind of cut away from like those fans. I'm like, you fuckers, they were hilarious. And like they even go crazy when Cena comes back. They're like, holy shit, like there's John Cena, like he's back, because that whole place goes nuts. But my favorite thing is so little in that Rumble match is when Shawn eliminates. This was like the beginning of Shawn and like Taker. Well, I guess like not really the beginning. It's the year after their epic like ending. But they're in the they start the match. They're number 1 and 2. When Shawn eliminates Taker, Shawn gets all cocky and like is like making fun of Taker. Then Shawn gets thrown out like immediately, and Shawn lands right next to Taker's feet. And the camera has like Shawn looking at Taker's feet. And the camera slowly pans up to Undertaker, like looking at him, and Shawn's like, I'm sorry. But Snitsky walks by Taker, and right when he walks by Taker turns to him and just punches Snitsky in the face. And Shawn gets up and runs around the ring and runs into the back area. Just hilarious. And Taker just starts attacking Snitsky while Shawn like quickly gets up and runs away. Like, it's hilarious.
God. I see that now. That just popped into my, like when you explained it. I was like, "Yep, I remember that."
It's It's so small and so simple. It's hilarious.
Snitsky fucking just walking by, just gets jacked in the face.
Like I don't think it was supposed to happen because Snitsky's just trying to get out of the way, and Taker's like, "You're supposed to walk to the other side."
I'm gonna hit you. What's Snitsky gonna do? Can point? It's the fucking Undertaker.
Since I've actually heard that Snitsky was supposed to walk on the other side and not get into that camera shot, and Taker's like, "You fucking idiot," and and kind of, I think, actually hit him. But the whole point of that moment was supposed to be Taker was supposed to slowly walk, intimidate Shawn around the ring into the back. That was it.
Right.
That was what was supposed to happen. And Snitsky walked into the shot. Taker just started attacking him, and Taker's like, "No, we're doing this now."
Oh, God,
fucking great.
That's hilarious.
And that was your 5.
That was my 5. Yeah.
So it's my 4 now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Because your 4 was 2006, right?
Yep.
All right. My number 4 is the 1998 Royal Rumble. Stone Cold begins. Truly, well, not truly begins. I guess he began at WrestleMania 13, but this was all right, it's actually happening. Let's go.
That is my number 3.
All right.
So we're close on those.
Yeah. But yeah, Stone
you're right.
Cold's though my main reason on this being at number 4.
You know why this was also one of my favorite paper rumbles?
3 Faces of Foley.
3 Faces of Foley, baby.
Yep.
How awesome! How awesome is that?
That was awesome.
Just I'm McFoley. Hey, we're gonna use 3 entries for one guy.
Yeah, it's awesome. And what's great is that the match ends with The Rock and Austin. It was
yep,
it's coming. This is your future right here. That's
the stunner over the ropes.
Yeah, that's something WWE hasn't done recently. You haven't done your future. It should be your final 2. Should be your future. Like that match.
Yeah. What was the year Roman won? It was all of a sudden it was him, and then it was Rusev came out of nowhere.
That was for the title. That's when Triple H won, and Roman went out of the match. They kind of did what they did in 90. They basically, the 2016 Royal Rumble is the exact same as the 1999 Royal Rumble in booking wise.
Yeah, because I remember it was just that was kind of weird.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that to the point where you're we haven't that's how I feel a lot of Rumbles end, where it's like you said, there's no future. It's just it's it comes down to the last 3, and you're okay, we kind of have a this isn't going to go anywhere.
Mm-hmm. And a match from that pay-per-view, Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. It's where Shawn got his herniated disc in that casket match. Yeah. But it's what happened after that. It was just such a cool visual. Is when Kane put Taker in the casket and put the casket on fire. And then
on stage?
It was on stage. Kane
right.
had an axe and was breaking holes in the casket so he could pour gasoline into it.
Yeah.
And I remember, if you bought the home video, which is cool to me, because it's I remember on Raw, they didn't show this footage. The only people who bought the home video of the actual pay-per-view could see it. When that goes off the air, it says home video exclusive, and it shows all the officials and referees opening the casket, and Undertaker's not in there. And they're where is he? Where'd he go? And then it ends. And why was that not on the pay-per-view?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you have that in the pay-per-view?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Anyway, yeah, 98 was fun. All right, so your number, I guess it's my number 3 again?
Yeah, your number 3.
All right, my number 3 is, I'm watching it right now, the 2002 Royal Rumble match. Maven's chair shot to the head, eliminating The Undertaker. Triple H coming back. But what's great is that they had Stone Cold and Triple H they went through I want to say 4 or 5 different wrestlers, and they just wrestled one-on-one for the majority of the middle of the match. The Hurricane comes out and tries to choke slam both of them, and there's Austin's can you believe this guy, the Triple H, and they both grabbed him and threw him over the ropes. But that's great. There's this pay-per-view though. I mean, just everybody who's in this match, they don't put the really popular wrestlers until the very end. And the last 10 wrestlers that come out, it's holy shit, it's just one after another. like Booker T's. This was his first Rumble. It was Van Dam's first Rumble. I want to say Edge maybe comes out. I can't remember. I'm only at the part with Triple H and Austin right now. I just remember like the pool like really fills up. Mr. Perfect.
Let me see. I got it pulled up now.
The Final Four. I just remember loving the Final Four.
It was the Final Four. Booker T was 30. Rob Van Dam was 29. Kane was 28. Big Show, Angle, Mr. Perfect, Farouk, Hurricane, Triple H, Test.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the Final Four was Perfect, Triple H, Austin, and Angle.
Yeah.
And I was really hoping that they were going to start pushing Mr. Perfect, and they never did.
Of course not.
No. But a match from that year's Rumble, from that pay-per-view that like flies under the radar that nobody talks about is Jericho and Rock.
Rock, yeah.
That match is awesome.
I was going to say that. Yeah, well, because I don't know if Rock ever wrestled anybody like Jericho.
Yeah. Like,
where, like that quick pace kind of wrestling. Did Jericho win that match?
Yep.
That's right.
For the undisputed title.
That's right.
Yeah, and Jericho, like Nick Patrick, that referee, fucked over Rock. He wouldn't count for him.
Oh, yeah.
That's a fun match, man.
Yeah. Damn. Pay-per-views, fucking Royal Rumbles are good. I was going to ask, I just thought of this. What was the Rumble where Austin's sitting on like the turnbuckle and who comes out where he like puts his hand on his head?
I think it was Brett, wasn't it?
Was it Brett?
It was in 97.
Was it 97? Yeah.
There's one. Okay. It's in this Rumble in 2002. He does that again where he's sitting on the ropes, but this time he's like acting like his wrist is his watch, and he's like, "What?" Like,
what? Yeah.
That's when was right. Like really big. That's when he just started doing it.
That's right. Yeah, I couldn't remember what was the Rumble. I thought it was Bret Hart who comes out and Austin's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
Like sells like the fuck.
Yeah, I think it was Hart. It was either Hart or the Undertaker. I can't remember.
I think it was Hart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just thought of that and I was like, when the fuck did that happen?
All right. What's your number 3?
Well, my number 3 was the Austin.
Oh yeah.
Stone 298, the 98 one.
It's my number 2.
Sorry.
It's all right. My number 2 is the 2007 Royal Rumble.
All right, and my number 2 is the 2007 Royal Rumble.
Nice.
Perfect. Yeah, dude. I mean, go ahead.
I mean, just like
that's like you're going to sell this better than me.
It was billed as the most star-studded Royal Rumble, which it honestly at the time was. I think there's been other Rumbles since then that I think have been a little bigger in terms of like wrestlers like in the match, but it's the ending of this match that makes this Rumble so fucking amazing.
Yeah, you mean the match within the match?
Yes, yeah.
The 15-minute match at the end of the match?
Yeah, like
yes.
That was unreal. I can't believe that hasn't been done since then.
I can't either.
Everybody's on their feet. Like nobody is sitting down when it's just down to the last two.
Nope.
Like, and they keep teasing like throwing somebody over, and it never happens. I think they both hit their finishing moves on each other.
Yeah,
I'm almost positive they do.
Yeah, they did for sure, and they're like, they're almost like, they're just like gassed. It's like desperation.
Yeah, that's why it made it so awesome. But what also made it awesome was Rated RKO being with them in the Final Four, and then Michaels like super kicking Orton over the top rope, and I think they had a chair in the ring. I think Michaels hits Edge, or I might have that backwards actually.
Michaels eliminated both of them.
Yeah, I know. I remember he eliminates both of them, but I think.
Oh, the
or did Orton have a chair and go to hit Michaels? And I think Michaels ducked, and he accidentally hit Edge, and then Michaels threw Orton out of the ring, and then Michaels did the sweet chin to Edge.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, that was awesome. And then Undertaker sat up, and Michaels did the kip up.
Yeah, that's right. Well, because Taker was number 30 that year.
Yep.
Yeah, because as soon as he came in, it was just like those two just fucking went at it.
Gotta be honest, the first time I watched that match, I was so pissed. I wanted Michaels to win because I wanted Michaels to tie Austin's record.
Oh yeah, I could see that. Yeah, man, this lineup in 2007 was fucking good.
Yeah, it was.
Let's see. I'm trying to see who the last. I was just trying to see because you were like, the last like few people to come in, if it was star-studded or not, but not really in this one. Actually, more of the middle was where.
Yeah, they were building this as like everybody's in this match, like.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah, Flair came in as one that year. I forgot.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
But the match from that year that, again, like I think kind of flies under the radar is John Cena Umaga.
Yeah.
That match is awesome. Was it a last man standing match also?
It was a last man standing match. You are correct.
Cena takes off the ropes and chokes him out with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great match.
Yeah. I never really got into Umaga.
I didn't either, but I've gone back and watched a few of his matches. I'm like, dude, he's fucking great. Like,
I was gonna say, I feel like I heard, he was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
Did well.
I think he would have fit in better now.
Yeah, definitely.
Can you imagine him with like the Usos right now?
Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Man.
All right, so that was your number 2.
That's my number 2.
All right, my number 1. My number 1. This is actually, this pay-per-view in general is one of my all-time favorite pay-per-views. The 2003 Royal Rumble.
Oh.
Yup. Lesnar winning. It was the match itself was just awesome because what I loved about this, you want to talk about unpredictability? The whole Royal Rumble like build was all about Jericho and Michaels. Nobody even thought twice about Lesnar winning this Rumble. Like that flew so under the radar, and they did such an amazing job of like Michaels is back, and he's gonna get his title back at WrestleMania against Triple H. That was the whole story, and Jericho's like, no, I'm gonna like stop you from doing that. And Michaels came out at number 1. Jericho was 2. That was the whole story, that they would start at 1 and 2. And when Jericho's music went off, it was Christian at the top, and Jericho ran in and attacked Michaels and beat him up and like got him all bloody, and threw out Michaels immediately.
Yeah,
and everyone's like, "What the fuck just happened?" Like, it was a total swerve. Like, that's how you pull off a swerve. Like,
yeah,
that was amazing. And then the match goes on. I remember Dreamer went into the match and got a kendo stick, and he smoked Jericho in the face with the kendo stick. Jericho had like a welt so fucking big. I'll never forget when Jericho got the kendo stick back, and he was smacking Tommy Dreamer as hard as he fucking could. Like, you could tell he was pissed. And that happened. Chris Nowinski, I think that was his last match he'd ever wrestled because he had such a severe concussion from that botch with Mysterio and Edge. You remember that? Edge accidentally landed on his face. Like, and then when he got thrown over the ropes, he smacked his face again on the mat.
That's right. Oof.
Ugh. But which
I
sucks because he would have been a great wrestler.
I forgot also in that pay-per-view, I'm looking at it now, Lesnar had to beat Big Show that night to get in.
Yep.
I forgot about that.
And that was like a stipulation that was like added like a week or two prior to that. Like, that was like, like there was never any mention of Lesnar, like even in the Rumble. They did such a great job of like hiding that, and it was just great. The Undertaker returned at that one because he was out. He was out since Lesnar beat him up at the Hell in a Cell match that they had.
Right. He came in number 30 that match too.
Yeah, and I'll never forget the pop of when Michaels comes running back out and starts super kicking like everybody to get the Jericho. And Jericho I think pokes him in the eye, but then Test grabs Jericho and throws him over the ropes, and the crowd goes nuts. And then Michaels like jumps over the ropes at Jericho, and the crowd is going even crazier. And then he had Matt Hardy version 1 and Shannon Moore like keeping him in the ring the whole time.
Yeah,
it's just a fun. That's just a fun Rumble, and one of my all-time favorite matches was at that Rumble is Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit for the WWE Championship.
Yeah,
that
was
match
a good match.
Is amazing.
A submission match.
Yeah. What? No.
Yeah.
Submission?
Mm-hmm.
Was it?
Oh no, I'm sorry. He won by submission. Sorry.
I was gonna say
which makes sense. One of those guys was gonna win by submission.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. But I just remember they just kept going. That match is just so hard fought, and it's just like it turned into like just a technical wrestling like classic, and it was just great. Aside from the Scott Steiner Triple H match, that pay-per-view is like really fun.
Yeah, I mean, dude, this was the last 5 that were in that match at that Rumble. Rob Van Dam, Batista, Kane, Taker, Lesnar.
Yep.
I mean, that's just like star-studded. That's where you're like, who the fuck's gonna win this?
Mm-hmm. I just remember like there's a part where towards the end of the match, there was like almost no eliminations. Like, that's when Cena was like heel Cena, and he comes out rapping. Like,
Yeah.
They have all these wrestlers in this match at one point where it's like the ring is literally like you can barely move in the ring. Lesnar comes out and starts eliminating like everybody.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I don't know. It's just a fucking great show. But my number one, true number one match of all time from the Royal Rumble is the triple threat match between Seth Rollins, Lesnar, and Cena.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
that's my all-time number one.
Yeah, I wish that would have just like closed the show.
Yeah.
Because that was just
incredible.
Was that the match Lesnar like kind of like sat out though for a while?
Yeah, Cena like put him through the barricade, and then Rollins like
did that fucking like elbow drop on him on the table.
Apparently actually broke one of his ribs, like legit broke one of his ribs.
Good.
And then I'll just never forget that Phoenix Splash that Rollins did, and then you hear the crowd start going nuts. You're like, oh shit, here comes Lesnar. And Lesnar just went nuts. And then Rollins got the Money in the Bank briefcase, and you actually thought Rollins might win the match.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember thinking, like, I was like, dude, Rollins is going to win this match the whole time. Because he was selling it too, like, oh, I have a chance to win this. And, like, God, I remember being so pissed he didn't win.
Yeah, that was a great match. What's your number one?
Well, my number one, just for the sole fact of this guy coming in number one, it's got to be Shawn Michaels, 95.
All right, nice.
I mean, first guy to come in number one and just go the whole distance, and the dramatic ending.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the, he's the man.
He is the man.
He is the man.
Except
I don't know. True. Maybe I'm just a little biased with Shawn Michaels, but I don't know. I feel like that's just something like nobody forgets. Like as a wrestling fan, you don't forget who was the first person to come in number one and win it all.
Mm-hmm.
And also like the dramatic fashion of winning it.
Yeah, like that was
What a risky thing to do.
No doubt. And Michael's like I can do it.
Not just coming in number one to win, but then like, hey, we also want you to only have 1 foot on the ground. Like, oh shit, okay.
Wait,
yeah, I can do that.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. But yeah, Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, Michaels, I mean, it's one of the most iconic. That's honestly probably the most iconic moment, I think, for Royal Rumble history.
Also, I forgot that British Bulldog came in at number 2 that match, too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were 1 and 2. Workhorses.
Yeah, and just go the whole fucking distance to, I don't know, WWE, maybe look at your history book. And
then Pamela Anderson getting in the ring with Shawn afterwards.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, I was in Playboy and you're in Playgirl. Let's go.
I was going to do a Shawn Michaels impression, but I'm just not going to do it.
The heartbreak. I can't do it either. I try. I just come off sounding like Austin.
Yeah, it's almost like an Austin kind of sound, but a little more, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it.
Not as aggressive is what I would say.
Yeah, not as angry.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, how was your day? Oh, it was fucking great. Sun was shining. See that sun? It was out.
Hey, Sean, how was your day? Oh, let me tell you, God graced us with this great day.
Hey, Steve, how are you?
What?
Sean, I'm fucking great.
Huh? Sean, how was your day? What? Huh? What?
What? I don't know.
Suck it.
Hunter, where you at?
Hunter, he's my best friend.
You see what you made me do, Steve? I just kicked Stan.
I just kicked Stan. Calm down, Sean. No, I'm not going to calm down.
Oh, man.
Well, yeah, and those were your top moments, matches, wrestlers from Royal Rumble history.
Yeah. You know who I almost put on this list, who I kind of want to put for an honorable mention, is Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yeah, I almost did too.
For winning the first one. Yeah. Like, what a... like.
Oh!
I feel like that's something, like, people would be like, who won the first one? Like, people would think back and be like, oh, it's got to be like a Flair or like a Hogan or something like that. No,
Hacksaw.
It's Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And the first Royal Rumble was on USA television.
Was it?
Yep. It was a primetime special.
Wow.
You learn something new every day. Fun fact, Chris Jericho has never won the Royal Rumble.
It's crazy. It's kind of sad.
It came down to him and Sheamus, and I will never forget how pissed I was because it was in St. Louis.
Oh God, I was there too. I was so mad.
Ugh, fuck
I was with Bowman, and
I like
was
Sheamus
so
now.
mad. I think Bowman was glad Sheamus won. I was like, "Fuck you, Steve."
Well, yeah, ginger pride, you know.
Oh God, that's true. What an idiot.
Well, anyway, let's hit him with that 1, 2, 3 finish. Let's get the fuck out of here. It's a long episode.
My number one. Fuck you, Gary Bettman, for not having the NHL or not having the World Cup of Hockey in 2020.
Agreed.
Just gonna put that out there. You're an idiot. Number two. Let's go with another hockey one. The Offended Podcast know how to coach a hockey team. So I know last week I said the Blues won't make the playoffs. I think I was just a little upset. Let's go Blues. Keep it going. And my number three. Becky Lynch is still the man.
Yes.
Oh, and shout out to that segment where Xavier Woods on Tuesday unzips his jacket and it's just a shirt that says the man.
Yeah.
And she chugs that fucking nasty ass milkshake thing that was made.
Hey, pretty lady, get the blood.
Shout out that guy. My number three is just a bunch of. My number three is just some. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sticks and weights.
I love it.
He's hilarious.
Love it.
That was your three?
My three.
My number one, I'm going to go with you. I called it last week on Offended. I said, hot take, Blues will make the playoffs. I still firmly believe that. Just keep riding this hot streak right now. And, just listen to the Offended podcast because we know what the fuck we're talking about. Number two, fuck you, Rand. Number three, and I'm excited for the Royal Rumble. I am. I legit am excited. I hope, Jim, that you can come over next week.
So do I.
I hope you can at least make it to the Rumble, take over, and make this video with me. I hope you can do all three. We need you back. You need to come back strong.
I know.
At least just come over for like 10 minutes and shoot this video.
Yeah, I'd be able to shoot the video, I'm pretty sure, I feel like.
Good, because we need you. We need you for that. We need you. Just do it. Just do it. Well, anyway, did you mute yourself again? Because you just went silent. Did you? Did you mute yourself? Jim?
Fuck, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I sure did mute myself. The little, on the headset, the little black, I rolled over. I guess I leaned on it. Shit.
But yeah, we need you, Jim.
I know. Everybody needs me.
We need you over here. But anyway, make sure to go follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Periscope at OffendedPod. Make sure to go follow PWP Nation at PWP Nation, all social media platforms as well. Make sure to go buy our t-shirt at www.prowrestlingtees.com and search Offended. Make sure to go listen to our Spotify playlist at Offended Presents Songs of the Week. If you want to check out if you're a Blues fan, especially, and you want to check out our hockey talks from last week where we just rip on St. Louis media and everything else that has to do with Blues hockey, and ever since we did that, the Blues all of a sudden have woken up. Not saying it's ironic or anything, but you make sure it's on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, everywhere you get your podcasts. It's called Offended Presents Hockey Talks. Game 4, so we call it instead of episodes. Hopefully the wrap-up returns soon.
Yes.
We'll draw numbers next week for the Royal Rumble pool. That might happen on any day next week. It's going to be a surprise. So just keep notifications on Facebook, because we're going to do it on Facebook. So make sure that stays on. Maybe we might do it on Periscope, actually.
Maybe.
Actually, we'll probably keep it on Facebook. It's mostly Facebook people that signed up.
Oh, nice. Yeah, let's do Facebook then.
Yeah. It'll be on Facebook Live, so stay tuned to that. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Trick1042. You can follow Stoutsy at
Jimmy James 941. Oh, wow. Yeah, Jimmy James 9417 on Twitter and Instagram. James V Stout on Snapchat.
Nice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been one of the longest episodes we've done of Offended at 2 hours and 40-something minutes. But that's okay, because it's a Rumble. It's all about the Rumble.
Yep.
And our impromptu hockey talk maybe a little throwing us off a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Anyway, Stoutsy, you better be here next week. That's all I got to say.
I'm hoping so, bud. I'm hoping so.
Feel better. This has been Offended, presented by PWP Nation. We'll see you next week, Marks.
Bye!
Bye.